Like, I don't want to like wear my hat, but I don't want to not wear a hat. I don't really know what I'm doing over here. What's going on, Ryan? How you doing? Hey, Pixie, how you doing? Nick Nack, Tamsin, Feisty, Ogden. How's everybody doing? Like, I want to wear a hat, but I'm not sure. I don't know. I'm just kind of like half wearing it. Guess I'll just kind of figure that out as I go. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing. VJ, what's going on? Motley, Amy, how you guys doing? Amy said that's all you got. You know what's all I got? Hey, heathen, raging. How you doing? Whiskey. It's loving. Yeah. Cause loving is all I got. I say, remember that. Loving is it's all I got. I do one of those like those musical lives. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind when my dog runs away. I don't get angry at the bills I have to pay. I don't get angry when my mom smokes. Hit the bottle and ride to the rocks. Fuck it, fight it, it's all the same. After loving, come back to me. I'm gonna quit politics. I'm gonna quit politics, and I'm just gonna sing poorly on live. You know, that's actually a pastime of mine. You guys don't know this. You guys don't know this. It's actually funny. But when I'm like really bored, I will go on like one of my like one of my back accounts, or sometimes even it's on my main account, and I'll just find like these lives, right, where people are just singing, right? They're on there, they're singing, right? Sorry, I'll just find somebody that's just like singing, you know, and but like not well. Like they're on there, they're singing, but like not well, you know. Like they're not like I'm not saying they're bad singers. They're probably better singers than I am, but like it's not like you know they're just not gonna make it. You know what I'm saying? So like I'll find them and and like if they're like cool, then I'll just like send them like I'll just like gift the hell out of the live. Like yeah, like they'll be great cover band singers for like the rest of their life, I'm sure. But they're just like not it. You know what I'm saying? Um and like yeah, I'll just go in the live and just like start sending galaxies. And just like make their whole fucking live. Like you have never seen somebody more happy and excited than somebody who sings like on live and doesn't like get much clout for it, just like start getting galaxies and stuff. It makes them so happy. And it makes my day to see them happy. Because that's the type of person I am. I'll just sit there and they'll be like, oh, they don't know who I am. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not involved in politics on this stuff. They probably know like, oh, they don't know who I am. So I start gifting them galaxies. It's fun. It's fun for me. Okay. But I like seeing people happy. So don't break my spirit over here, okay? Oh, yeah, we got tons to talk about today, y'all. There's a ton of stuff going on, as normal. We don't get days off in this business. I'm telling you, you ever want to have the time of your life, just go send somebody who's not very good at singing a galaxy on like TikTok or something. Just have fun. Yeah. I'm still diagnosing all the information about. Wait, what is that notification? Sorry. Oh, it's about federal cuts. But yeah, this president doesn't give me a day off. Now he's throwing 10% tariffs on people who don't support him taking Greenland. That's wild, dude. It's wild. It's a wild thing to do. That's a wild thing to do. That is a completely, like, I don't think people understand how insane that is. Like, and I'm not trying to digress from like any other crazy shit going on in the United States, because there's a whole bunch of it. But I just want to say, like, taxing your own people so that if other countries don't agree with him that he should take over another country is an insane thought process. Like, it's a literal crazy person thought process. These people don't support me invading a sovereign nation ally, so I'm going to tax my own people about it. Like, what in the actual hell are you thinking, man? Oh my God. I guess not thinking. I guess that's the problem. It's just a wild. Explain why he's offering them money. He's not offering them money. He's threatening other countries that don't support him taking over Greenland. He's threatening them by saying he's going to tax us. He's like, hey, Germany, if you don't support us taking Greenland, then we're going to tax our people about it. Thank you guys so much for the gifts. I appreciate it. Thank you so much, Mel. It's just like just wild. It's literally like being like, hey, HOA, if you don't support me taking my neighbor's house, I'm grounding my children. Like, that's essentially what he's doing. I'm going to ground my children if the HOA doesn't let me steal my neighbor's house. And the HOA is just going to be like, okay, then. Like, I feel sorry for your kids, but honestly, if you're making that kind of threat, we already felt sorry for the kids, right? Those damn kids. Those damn kids. Anyhow. It's just a I pay the tariffs for my wife's boyfriend as a MAGA supporter. That's kind of funny. That's kind of funny. And that whole him offering Greenlanders 100K a piece. Do you know what the actual agreement for that is? First of all, the fact that he's offering Greenlanders 100K a piece while stealing healthcare from Americans, wild thought. Right? Just absolutely insane. That's an insane thing to do. Mel, thank you so much for the galaxy. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Thank you. But he's literally just offering them 100,000 for them to just leave Denmark. And the reason he's doing that is because then we can invade them. But it doesn't matter how many times that he offers them that. If Denmark doesn't give it up, it doesn't matter. But I'm sure, I'm assuming that the Greenland checks for the Greenlanders will be very similar. The Greenlander checks for the Greenlanders will be very similar to like our Doge checks. I assume they'll be similar to our Doge checks, as in not fucking happening. That's my guess. Yeah, that's my guess. It'll be right along with our Doge checks and our tariff checks. In the way that we're never going, yeah, they're in the way that they are going to be here in 2 weeks. Like everything with Trump, they will be here in 2 weeks. They're on the way. Checks in the mail. Checks in the mail. They'll be here any day now. Doge checks and tariff checks are only for the poor anyways. Doge got disbanded. They're not for the poor, they're for no one. Because there is no more Doge. And the check never came out. Okay? So they're not for anyone. That's not how that works. Okay? We were told we were getting a Doge check in like March. And only did we not get one, but now there is no more Doge. Trump is telling us to cut back on food to $3. Dude, I had not seen that video. Ari showed me that video today. Have you guys seen that where the agriculture secretary is telling you how to save money on food? Have you guys seen that? It's so fucking funny. I'll play it if I get a chance. It is so funny. One broccoli is wild, by the way. One broccoli is wild. That is a wild thing to say to anyone. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah, you're gonna need to get better reception or closer to a microphone. One broccoli is a wild thing to say to anyone. You get one piece of chicken, one broccoli. Like, I'm sorry. That is just nuts to me. One broccoli is the most wild thing I've ever heard. Like one floret, like you get one little tree, dude. That's it. That's how you save money. You get one piece of chicken, one broccoli floret, and then you get one corn tortilla. That's how that works. And you better fucking like it too. Hello, how are you?
I'm good.
So what do you think? Do you support Trump?
Absolutely.
All right. So what do you think about, and since we're talking about it, what do you think about the United States Agriculture Secretary telling us that in order to not starve to death, if we want to eat in this country, we need to just reduce our meals down to one piece of chicken, one broccoli, and one corn tortilla?
Well, it wouldn't hurt anybody to tighten up because we waste so much food every day. Just billions of tons of food every day is wasted. And with the way the agriculture is going, with this, what's going on with the atmosphere and everything, man, who knows
that atmosphere. Yeah. So you're going to be the first one in line, right? You're going to start it out. You're going to start, like tomorrow, your every meal is going to be one piece of chicken, one broccoli. One broccoli is such a wild thing to fucking say.
We raise our own
one
food.
Broccoli.
We have a garden. We have chickens.
So what does that have to do with anything, sir? You need to give the rest of that food away, right? So somebody else can also have one broccoli.
Oh yeah, give it to the immigrants, huh?
You can give it to whoever, American citizens, immigrants. We're all eating one broccoli in Donald Trump's economy.
You don't like Trump, do you?
No, not a big fan, but I also like to eat more than one broccoli.
Let me ask you something. Since you don't like Trump, who would you have preferred to be president?
Me, you, my Australian Shepherd, a rock, something
Well,
I
I mean,
left in a toilet earlier.
at the rate we was going when Trump got in there, the Democrats had the whole damn world fighting with each other. I mean, we was fixing to go up in flames.
We were? How were we fixing to go up in flames?
Oh, come on, man. Everybody was fighting everybody.
As if that's
And
not happening so much worse right now.
Joe Biden told that cokehead Zelensky that they could have nuclear armed missiles to shoot deep in the heart of Russia. Man, that's a complete
that never happened.
Declaration of war right there.
Well, that never even close to happened. That wasn't even in the ballpark of happening.
What are you talking about?
Oh, what I'm talking about is that never happened.
The heck it didn't, man.
Yep. Nope. Biden never gave fucking Ukraine nuclear capable missiles. That never happened.
Them long range missiles, they didn't know they were all nuclear capable. And Russia didn't know whether they was getting nuked or not until the damn missiles landed. That's Joe Biden for you, man.
Do you honestly believe what you're telling me?
Absolutely.
Oh, okay. Well, then let me inform you of something, okay? That did not happen, okay? Yes, there were some long-range missiles that were given to Ukraine. No, they were not nuclear capable. No, they did not have a warhead. Plus, I'm pretty sure Russian intelligence is much better than that to know whether or not there are nuclear warheads at their fucking border. But then there was even restrictions on where they could shoot those nuclear weapons. They only had to be military targets. They could only be within so many miles of the border of Ukraine. And they had to do that as a defensive measure because Russia was just kept tucking their freaking offensive weapons just past where they were allowed to shoot them. And so they did long range weapons in order to freaking be it. No, don't ask me anything until I'm done talking. Thank you. No. That didn't happen. Okay, Biden never gave Ukraine nuclear capable missiles. That's not a real fucking thing. And Russia did not think they were getting nuked until one of them hit. That is a bold-faced lie.
Well, let me ask you this: do you think Ukraine had a worse chance in hell of beating Russia?
I mean, the war's still going on.
Do you understand that Russia could wipe just about everybody out? They could wipe us out. They could wipe China out. They could mop the floor with Ukraine very easily, but Putin wants to keep the land. I mean, if it hadn't been for his smarts, man, we would have been in a nuclear war already.
Okay, well, Russia doesn't want to nuke Ukraine because the reason why they want Ukraine is to take its natural resources, and there's not going to be any natural resources.
If it's Ukraine was Russia.
I'm still
anyway,
talking. No, actually, Russia was Ukraine. If you actually want to go back into history, actually, the original capital of Russia was Kiev. So actually, Ukraine has more of a freaking claim to Russia than Russia does to Ukraine.
Yeah. I think if people would work with Trump, we'd be a lot better off than fighting with him the whole 4 years. I mean, because his first presidency, he done some good things, man.
Like what?
And the Democrats, like Nancy Pelosi,
like
and
what?
all them. Huh?
Like what?
Like everything, securing our energy.
How do you secure our energy?
Trade. Are you gonna let me talk now?
Well, you said secure our energy. I want to know how he did that.
He secured our trade with China. Man, when he was president,
he started a trade war.
We had such good trade with China and Russia. Man,
we were literally in a trade war. What are you talking about?
What are you talking about, man? I
Donald
don't
Trump
think you
literally
know what
started
you're
a
talking
trade
about.
war with China in his first term. That's a reality of something that actually happened in real life on this planet. Okay. Donald Trump started
He
a
walked
real
into
trade
a
war with
trade war.
China in his thing. That's the opposite of securing trade. That's
He
literally
settled
the opposite
trade
of
war,
that.
man. We had such good trade with Russia and China. You could order a damn 500cc motorcycle engine to your door for $200, man. Then when Biden got in there, you couldn't even order nothing from China or Russia.
Yeah, that
They
makes
fucked it up
sense.
so damn bad.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'm pretty sure you could probably still do that right
I
fucking
make my
now.
living being a mechanic, man. I know very well what the trade agreements was and what parts I could get.
Oh, you think
ordering
because
stuff.
you ordered parts as a mechanic, you know what the trade deals were with China?
I know whether you could get parts or not. Yes, you damn right.
Sir, how can you get parts right now? How are parts?
You laughing at me
how about
because
getting?
you don't
How about
understand
getting,
what the hell
sir?
you're talking
How about
about.
getting parts right now? How easy is that for you?
You can't.
You can't, and why is that?
Because of Joe Biden, because he fucked up the trade deal with everybody.
Nope, nice try. It's actually because of Donald Trump and his tariff plan.
You're full of shit.
And his freaking completely almost destruction of like the USMCA.
You're a little keyboard hero. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Keyboard hero is what MAGA calls people who can read.
Don't you?
By the way,
you live
keyboard
in
hero is what MAGA calls
boy?
people that know how to read.
Hey, boy, you live in Mama's basement, don't you?
No, I actually live in the attic.
Well, see there?
It's cold in the
men
basement.
will get out and take care of a family and get out and work and add something to the country.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, they have a job, they have a family.
Yeah.
They go to work.
I have
they
all
pay
of
their
those.
bills.
I have all of those things, sweetheart. Okay.
I doubt it.
I don't care what you doubt.
Well, you're very uninformed for somebody who says that they work. I mean,
yeah, sir.
You don't seem to have a
yeah,
very
sir.
good
People are definitely listening to this live thinking.
Living.
Yeah, people that are listening to this live definitely think that I'm the one who's uninformed. That's 100% true.
Yeah, you don't have a grasp.
They're all
reality.
listening. They're all listening,
like
and they're
Trump.
going, Polly is the one who's uninformed. Like that's what they were thinking right there.
Business.
All of those people were thinking that.
Democrats don't even want people to have a family business. How many family businesses do you see now?
Yeah, Ari put me in the attic.
Power has not wanted them.
Yeah, Ari puts me and keeps me in the attic. That's where I'm not allowed to leave. That's actually where I'm at right now.
Well, you should know that there's no family businesses because of what the Democratic Party has done to the United States.
Yeah, I remember that old bill under the Biden administration. It was the Biden against family business bill. I'm pretty sure that's what it was of 2021.
Oh, yeah, he's
right?
done so much for everybody. Yeah. Hey, well, let me ask you this,
sir.
What was the point in letting
when did you
all the
realize,
damn immigrants
sir? When did you realize that your family
unvetted?
tree was a reef? Just out of curiosity.
Hey. What was the point in letting opening the border to all these immigrants?
Border wasn't open. Okay, so let's start there.
Mister, you're a damn liar because I live on the fucking border.
I live with my ass cheeks spread across the border wall. That's where I live. I can actually see both ways on it.
70 miles from the fucking Texas border.
I can see it. I live right with my ass cheeks around the border wall, okay? You a damn lie. I sit up there all day long with my little clicker and I count it. And then I seen him. It was like a zipper, right? And so when Biden came in,
I'm telling you
there was a big zipper.
And I'm telling you what was happening.
I seen it,
from San Antonio, Texas.
And Biden came over and he walked, and it was Biden just walking a giant zipper all the way down the line. He just opened it all the way on up.
Sucker, instead of listening, you want to run your dick sucker.
You just said you live on the border and you live in Louisiana.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you not understand? Louisiana borders Texas.
Yeah.
Texas is bordered to New Mexico.
Oh, yeah. I live in Florida, and Florida borders Mississippi, and Mississippi borders Louisiana, and Louisiana borders Texas. So pretty much I'm on the border, too.
Well, good for you.
Yeah.
So you ought to know that the damn border was open.
People in Canada are pretty much on the border with Mexico because Canada borders, Washington, which borders Oregon, which borders California, which is pretty much the border.
It's insane.
You like to hear yourself talk. You don't like to listen.
Pretty much
if the border wasn't open, how did so many of these fucking million immigrants come in Minnesota?
Well before Biden took presidency.
Stupid ass Somalians come from.
Well before Biden was president. You know they were U.S. citizens, right? Takes like 10 years to become. Nuts. It takes like 10 years to become a U.S. citizen here. So I assume they came in under Obama.
Your dick sucker and you don't want to open your ears.
Man, that is the fun thing about MAGA. No matter what you do, if you talk to them for long enough, they will start talking about male genitalia.
Yeah, you just run your dick gooper smooch and you don't want to listen.
Is this guy hitting on me?
I'm telling you, I live on the border.
I think he's hitting on me.
During COVID, you couldn't even get in the hospital.
You were like the assistant to the manager, right? You were assistant to the regional manager.
Huh?
Right.
My wife's family is in San Antonio, and we visit all the time, and I know exactly what was going on.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. So if the border was open, how did these fucking billion fucking immigrants get here?
1 billion immigrants.
If the border wasn't open.
1 billion immigrants.
Tell me, how did all of them get here if the border wasn't open?
Billion immigrants.
How many's coming here now? 1 billion.
Okay.
Hey,
so there are currently 350 million Americans in the United States and 1 billion immigrants.
Tell me, you dime store Obama.
Billion with a B. Okay. Billion with
how many's coming in now? You sir,
if there's 1 billion here, I think we're the immigrants, honestly.
And
that's a lot of immigrants.
Y'all are amazing, man.
Can you start at 1 and count to 1 billion?
You're not happy with nothing. You want everything. You don't want to work to change anything. All you want to do is
eat all the chicken
about everything. And you don't want to change a damn thing.
They think they're the best dancers.
You want to sit on your ass and everybody else hand you a living.
Breathing all the white man's air.
Oh, now it's about race, huh? Typical Democrat goes right to talk about genitalia, then you go to race.
All right, sir. I'm gonna save everyone's brain cells and move on to somebody else. Okay. All right.
All my life.
Bye now. Cletus was having a rough day. Y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much. We're going to keep this thing going, open up the phone lines, move on to the next caller. If you guys like support, I do have my live gift goal. I got the little confetti up there. I'm trying to get to 100 of those today. We'll see if we can get that going. Also, I do have super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff. Membership. So if you'd like to support, I really appreciate that. Heathen, thank you so much for the $20. Said Yosemite Sam needs to stay off the moonshine. Thank you so much. And Diamond saying, I've been waiting to catch a live since all this crazy shit's been happening. By the way, I have a 3-year-old. We need more than just one broccoli. You guys are actually going to have to split the broccoli. I don't know if he told you that or not. You guys are actually going to have to split it. I'm going to throw up a couple more of the super chats as we continue on with the callers. But thank you guys so much for the support. I really appreciate that. Also, I have pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. So if you'd like to support that way, I really appreciate it. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
35.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
On a certain few policies, yes. Some of the things, when I originally started
Sure, you could support Hitler on a few policies. I'm asking if you support Donald Trump as the president as a whole.
Yeah, right now I do because of my career.
Your career. Does your career allow you to eat more than one broccoli?
No.
No, you only get one?
But I'm a truck driver. And some of the immigration policies set by Biden destroyed this industry.
I guess, if when you're on the road, okay, it's probably easier to just put like one broccoli.
It's insane.
like every single stop.
Are you?
Yeah.
Can we have an actual debate?
We are having an actual debate. The Trump administration said in order for you to be able to eat and afford food in this country, you get 1 piece of chicken, 1 broccoli, and a corn tortilla. That was a real thing that they said. Okay. So I am asking you, okay, why, like, if you think you deserve more than 1 broccoli. It's going to be really hard for truckers to move stuff if we're only able to eat 1 broccoli. Okay, that's one bag of broccoli. We only get 1, yeah.
It's also hard for truckers to move anything when the pay is becoming below standard level because you have immigrants that come here with no certification to operate trucks, commit fraud, don't pay cargo insurance, endanger the public, and take rates below market value.
Saying that sounds great. Do you have proof that that's happening?
Absolutely. I can give you prominence. The 2016 memo that Biden wrote in place saying that non-speaking immigrants do not have to be pulled over and pulled out of service by DOT. Hold
on. That doesn't say anything of what you just said. You said illegal immigrants who weren't qualified were coming over here and putting people in danger. And none of what of that is in that memo. All that memo says is that people that are here in the United States that are immigrants, okay, that are here legally, all right, can take the driving test in another language. That doesn't say that they're undocumented. That doesn't say sir, I'm still talking. That doesn't say that they're unqualified. That doesn't say that they're here illegally. That doesn't say that they're driving down pay. It doesn't say that they're able to take jobs for less than, under what U.S. labor laws say. It doesn't say any of that stuff, sir. So I asked you, can you prove that any of the, sir? So again, I'm asking, I'm asking, is there anything that you can actually prove that says what you're saying?
Okay, let me continue. That memo.
Hey, Doug Raiders, I appreciate you.
The memo also states that not being able to speak or articulate English in a proper setting is no longer an out-of-service violation.
Yeah, sir, the guy I was just on the phone with couldn't speak articulate English. Right, and he's an American citizen. So should he be banned from being able to have a driver's license because his English isn't articulate either?
So in your viewpoint, so someone should have a driver's license if they can't read road signs, they can't follow regulations?
Sir, actually, the road signs are on pictures on the test. Yeah, so, sir, you've obviously never driven in another country.
No, I have, actually, and
You have? Well, how did you do that, sir, if it was a country you didn't understand the language of?
Canada. Canada is in English.
Sorry. A country that doesn't speak English, because I've driven all through Germany, I've driven all through Italy, I've driven through so many countries all the way through Europe. I've driven in, sir, stand by, I'm still talking. I've driven through Singapore. I've driven through South Korea. I've driven in Japan. I've driven in all of those countries just fucking fine, okay? Even though I do not speak any of those languages, because I can memorize what a road sign looks like and know what it means.
Right, but it's not required in those countries for you to speak their language to operate a heavy machinery, is it?
It depends on the country. Regardless, that's not the claim you're making.
Here, under the FMCSA guideline, it requires you to read, write, speak, and articulate the English language to understand road signs.
Well, you just said it wasn't. You just said Biden said it wasn't necessary.
But Biden has made the punishment, instead of it being out of service during the Biden administration, they would just let him off with a warning or give him a ticket and let him keep going down the road, which is like. But under the Trump's new English language first rule, now they're enforcing. Now they're actually pulling people off, and what they're finding, and there's individuals who have licenses that say non-domicile, that say no name given on their license, and the addresses aren't even to a real company, a real building, or a real apartment. Half of them belong to like a buy here.
Awesome. Do you have any proof of what you're saying now exists?
Yes. You can go look it up. California.
No, sir. I'm not asking to go look it up. I'm saying you must have looked it up. So now I'm asking you where to find it, okay? Because I've looked all this stuff up. And what I do know about Donald Trump in the United States in 2025 is that 3 major trucking companies in the United States went bankruptcy due to Donald Trump's tariff policy. Also, we had we had a large percentage because we had millions of dollars of freaking product.
What companies are you referring to?
I can pull them up, sir. Are you going to keep cutting me off through this entire conversation?
No. Go ahead. What companies are you referring to?
Okay, I was still talking. If you have a question afterwards, I asked you to refer to the end of my sentence, okay? Okay, perfect. I appreciate that. But the trucking industry lost billions of fucking dollars, okay, in 2025. It was actually one of the lowest down years, okay? in the freaking country when it came to trucking. So what are you talking about as if immigrants are the main problem with trucking right now?
Being that they destabilize the rates, they do not carry cargo insurance, they commit fraud on a daily basis. Half of them are not even.
Gossip, where can I find that?
There are multiple instances. For example, FreightWaves is a website that has examples of this.
FreightWaves. Yeah. Okay, cool. Let's see what that says. FreightWaves, and what's the name of the article?
Non-domicile CDL.
California digs on non-domicile CDLs cancellations as Duffy threatens 100. Yeah, we already know about all that. Legal battle over non-domicile CDL rules, what the lawsuit claims and what's at stake. Okay, none of this says what you're saying.
That's what
this just says that there's an interim rule that bans people that are legally here from getting CDLs. Court blocks FMCA's non-domicile rule, so the court actually blocked it with the rule right here. I can go through all of these things that he's talking about. None of these sites whatsoever or articles or what he's saying say anywhere close to what he's claiming. Not even in the ballpark.
And then there's also a YouTube channel called Bonehead Truckers. Have you ever heard of that? He films a lot of in-person anecdotal evidence that shows individuals who can't speak English.
Yeah, there's also YouTube channels about how Bigfoot is real and how the earth is flat and how the flying spaghetti monster is going to come down, sir. YouTube is not a source, sir.
Okay. We've had multiple people come into our shop who have 27 different DOT numbers on them that they change out on a daily basis. We've looked up.
That change out on a daily basis. That's pretty impressive.
What they'll do is they'll take. There's even video evidence of this. There was an accident recently in Tennessee where an individual with an Amazon trailer crashed, and the first thing he did is peeled off his DOT number and replaced it with a different company.
Awesome. Do you have proof that happened?
There's a video proof of that happened.
There's video proof of that happening. So the guy got into an accident and somebody was videotaping him removing his DOT number from his license on tape, and I can go watch him do that. Because let me be very, very clear. First of all, that's pretty impressive camera work if you can zoom in on somebody's driver's license from a car accident far away.
I said DOT number. That's the name. DOT number is not your license. It's the name of the company you have. Let's say, Swift Transportation. They put a sticker on the side truck. It says Swift Transportation. It has your DOT number and your MC number, as well as your company, name and location.
Why do I know that? It was Amazon, sir. You just told me what it was.
No, the trailer was Amazon. The company was not. I can hold an Amazon trailer, but that doesn't mean I work for Amazon. I can be independent. I can be a company contracting them.
So you saw someone taking something off the side of the truck, and you have somehow freaking come to the conclusion that all of this is this giant fraud conspiracy because you watched a YouTube video of someone peeling a sticker off of a truck.
Yes, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Do you see how fucking insane that sounds?
So how is it not so let me ask you something quickly. So in your opinion, you're going to deny that there's fraud in the trucking industry?
No, of course there's fraud in the trucking industry, sir. There's fraud in every fraud in every industry that exists.
And let me ask you something quickly. Would you unequivocally deny that immigrants have undermined the industry so bad that they've lowered the actual overall competitive rates?
100%. I'll deny that. Not a question's asked. But let me be also very clear, sir, that even if your claim was correct, even if your claim was correct, that would be on the companies, not on the migrants. Right? That would be on the companies for hiring people, just like we have in our construction industry, just like we have in our agriculture industry, just like we have in our factory and manufacturing industry in the United States, just like all of those different industries that we have, right? Where we have company. What is your deal with not letting me finish a sentence? Are you afraid that if I actually articulate anything, you'll look stupid? Is that what it is?
No, I'm not afraid. I just want to continue on the viewpoints. Go ahead. Sorry.
Okay, cool. Again, if people are hiring undocumented immigrants and paying them below wage of what they're supposed to be, that's illegal. Okay? That's against the fucking law. All right.
Well,
It's not legal to do that. Now, if there is fraud that is happening, all right, then I 100% am against fraud. I think that fraud, regardless of who is freaking committing it, whether it's undocumented immigrants, documented immigrants, American citizens, half the people that Donald Trump has pardoned for fraud, I think that it's all bad and people should not be committing fraud. Just like Donald Trump when he committed fraud against that, that nonprofit that was, helping kids with cancer, and he stole $400 million of them, frauding them out of $400 million, which he had to pay back. I think that all of that fraud is bad. Okay. The difference between what I'm talking about, sir, and what you're talking about is that I recognize that fraud exists and I recognize that fraud is bad. You just blame immigrants for all of those problems while Donald Trump is somehow getting rid of all of those immigrants, and the trucking industry, sir, and the trucking industry is getting unequivocally worse and fucking seething money. Billions of dollars were lost in fucking trucking profit last year, even though Donald Trump was doing all this with immigration. So what I'm saying is that you're looking at the wrong thing. It's called scapegoating.
Well, see, it's not. I mean, yes and no, but there are instances where let me put it like this way. So as a truck driver, you have to carry cargo insurance. You have to pay for an MC. You have to pay liability insurance. And then you also pay for your fuel. You also have to take a load that pays enough to make sure that covers your operating expenses plus profit. Some of these
I'm aware of all of that, sir.
Some of these people have non-domicile CDLs. Some of these people who come from other countries and were hired by companies that are based in other countries, not even in the U.S. They'll have like and there's been news coverage from like certain different outlets who have shown this, where they'll like the guy that wrecked in Florida, the guy that did that U-turn in Florida and killed a couple of people. There was a news team that went to find the office to interview the owner, and it was one of those buy here post office buildings that you can put your corporate address. There was no office, there was no, repair shop, nothing. By law, technically under the FMC's guidelines, you have to have a home base as your address with the trucking company to show proof of maintenance records and where you repair your vehicles. They had none of that, right? And
sir, I'm not saying that none of this is happening. Again, sir, you seem to be making an argument, okay? You seem to be arguing something that I'm not arguing, okay? You're trying to argue fraud is bad, and I already agreed with you on that. Okay, sir, you're also trying to argue that fraud exists, and I also agree with you on that. Okay, like we're not having an argument on that whatsoever. I'm not even arguing that there have been instances of undocumented immigrants and documented immigrants committing fraud. I'm not arguing that either. Okay, but sir. There's tons of Americans that are committing that type of fraud in the United States right now also. There are tons of Americans who are not covering the right type of coverage. There are tons of freaking companies who are American citizens who are committing fraud on all sorts of scale, okay? I'm just not blaming immigrants for my problems. That's all you're doing.
I'm blaming them because they don't have to. There's examples I've seen with them where they are doing more fraud the last couple of years than we've seen in the past 4 years. And it's getting to the point, well, one of my main arguments here is some of these people who are non-domicile CDL holders don't have an address here. They don't have a house. They don't have a
farm. You already made this point like 4 times. You're just talking in circles now.
What I'm trying to get is that they have the affordability to take lower rates. That is what's cutting the undermining the industry. That's what's contributing. Besides the tariffs, that's also.
Sir, is it the law for them to have all of those things?
Yes, it's law.
Okay, are companies only supposed to hire people that have those things because it's the law?
Correct.
Okay, so those companies are breaking the law by hiring those people?
Yes, but also
okay, then again, I go right back to what I said before, sir. Okay. I have no doubt that these things are happening. I am sure that American citizens are also not carrying that coverage, also don't have all the correct paperwork, and all of those things are also happening from American citizens, and that companies are still hiring them. Okay. I have no doubt that it's happening with immigrants, both undocumented, documented, and U.S. citizens, and permanent residents and foreign domicile CDLs. It's happening across the board, sir. My argument is not that fraud's not happening. It's not my argument that it should be happening. It's my argument that scapegoating immigrants is not going to fix your issue because it already hasn't.
So what can we do to fix this industry?
Hold companies accountable. Which Donald Trump has shown absolutely No will to do whatsoever. He has not shored up our labor laws. Actually, on the complete opposite side of things, Donald Trump has been loosening the labor laws, allowing companies to be more freaking open with the fraud that they're allowed to commit, with being able to hire people. Like, there's been certain Republican states that have freaking, have put up bills to completely lower even further the working age in lots of different states, right? Making it where they can work on school nights, going against laws that already exist, all right? Like, they're loosening the labor laws. They're loosening the abilities for these companies to be able to for us to be able to hold these companies accountable. Hell, there was just a Republican bill that just got put up where they were literally trying to say that, like, they couldn't count overtime. Okay, that they wouldn't count overtime on people if they considered it training or education time, allowing companies to more easily abuse their fucking workers. What I'm saying is that we can't hold every single trucker to some sort of accountability for that. We just don't have the amount of agents, the amount of federal agents that we would have to have in order to do that would cost more than we're losing during that. But we can hold companies accountable when they hire these people, or when they do backdoor deals, or when they do stuff under the table.
How do we hold companies accountable when they're not even in the U.S.?
Sure, if they're operating in the U.S., they fall under U.S. labor laws. And if they're if they're based outside of the U.S. and they're not following the laws, then we ban them from operating here.
And that's my point. And that's not happening. That's
correct.
That's not happening.
It should be. But Donald Trump's not doing anything about that. Donald Trump is using the IRS to deport people. People that he's ripping people out of their immigration hearings to get their permanent residency, to fucking deport people. Donald Trump's not concerned with the people that are breaking the law. Donald Trump is fully concerned on the people that are doing things the right way.
So, I guess then I could take from this as I shouldn't support Trump if that's true, and I'm screwed whether I align with the Republican Party or the Democrat Party. I'm screwed either way as a citizen. Then what do we do?
When it comes to this one, probably.
And
but sir, we have to think outside of just a singular issue.
No, and I hate to change subjects with you. May I broach on something on a little bit of a personal level due to anecdotal evidence and some prominence on a new subject? I want to say why over the last 17 years I've been more the Republicans than the Democrats.
Because you like recessions?
No, because when I was 14 years old, a Democrat senator, Democrat governor kidnapped over 3,000 children, murdered 50 of them, and got away with it.
And who was that?
Governor Ed Rendell and Senator Bob Casey.
I don't know who the fuck that is.
They're Pennsylvania governors and senators, and it was
I feel like that's not real though.
There is. I can look at it.
Are you going to give me a YouTube video?
No, I'm going to give you a legal argument and a legal case that happened, but they didn't prosecute it fully. They only covered the part.
Well, if it did happen, sir, it really doesn't change anything for me. If that did happen, that's horrible. Okay, and I don't support that. But sir, we currently have a Republican president who's covering up for fucking child sex trafficking in the White House, and you're supporting him.
That's stupid. I don't support that.
But you do, because you're supporting Trump, right? So if there was a Democratic governor and a Democratic senator who did some horrible shit, that's horrible. I don't support that person. I hope that they're freaking thrown underneath the jail, right? Because I'm not making a claim. First of all, I'm not a Democrat, and second of all, I'm not claiming that Democrats are perfect. So that's easy for me.
When I tried to testify about that, what I just claimed, both the Obama and the Biden administration silenced me and other people by threatening the law firm that took my case.
Oh, yeah, okay. That didn't happen.
No, please just look at
that didn't happen. But regardless, sir, if Democrats do bad, sir, Democrats do bad things. Sir, Democrats do bad things. Okay?
I have documentation.
You have documentation. Well, I'm sure that has a lot of personal information on it.
Yes.
Yes,
I have documentations of the lawyers that had to drop the case because they were strong-armed during that administration. I have proof of
by Biden and Obama. You have a letter from Obama
not
saying
them, but I have
if you don't do this, I'm gonna, I don't know, eat your children or something. And then it says signed Obama.
I have a letter from the lawyer group stating that they cannot take this claims due to conflict of interest and due to the fact that for political
so there was a conflict of interest.
For political reasons they were told.
So there was a conflict of interest.
Correct, and for political reasons.
So therefore, there was a it says for a conflict of interest and political reasons.
Correct.
That's a lie. Come on, dude. Not even a dude. Even a Lena Haba, okay, who's probably the worst lawyer that ever existed, wouldn't be so stupid as to put that in a fucking memo, okay?
I have that on the letter. I'm not. I have it on the letter.
And she's pretty fucking stupid.
Well, there are stupid people out there, but I have a letter stating that, dude.
Sir, I don't know what letter you have. I don't know the context of the letter. And to be like solely and completely honest with you, I really don't care about your letter. Okay? Like if you want to be completely honest, okay? Because, okay, again, Democrats do bad things. Okay? I'm not making a claim that Democrats don't do bad things. Plenty of Democrats do all sorts of bad shit all the time. Okay? It fucking happens. All right, who's that one idiot that was it George Santos? He's a fucking moron, right? Like they got that one guy in Maine who had like a fucking racist tattoo like not too fucking long ago, had to like cover it up. Like there's Democrats that do bad things. That's fine. Okay, I'm not saying that. And when we have Democrats that do crimes, I hope we put them underneath the jail. If there's Democrats that are in fucking the Epstein files or did anything with that type of stuff, put them in the jail, lock them up, throw away the key. That doesn't bother me. Okay. The difference is that when Democrats do bad things, okay, I freaking support them being put in jail for the rest of their fucking lives. Okay? Republicans put them in the presidency. Okay? When we see Democrats that do felonies, we go, we should put that person in jail. When you guys see a Republican doing felonies, you're like, elect him president and give him freaking, immunity. You see the difference?
Yeah, I see the difference there, yeah.
Yeah, it's not a matter of do I think that every Democrat is good or every Republican is good. I don't think every Republican is bad or every Democrat is bad. It's none of those things. Okay, it's individually. Trump is just a bad person. I mean, he's just unequivocally a bad person. Unless you lack all fucking morality, Donald Trump is just unequivocally a bad person. And if you're just unequivocally supporting a bad person, then you're kind of a bad person.
So what's the lesser of two evils? So if you support a bad person, you're a bad person. But if you support a worse person, you're still a bad person.
How is Kamala Harris worse than Donald Trump?
I'm not saying Kamala Harris.
Well, that was your option. You had to vote for Kamala Harris or you had to vote for Donald Trump. Kamala Harris was afraid.
Wasn't there a news article that she purposely withheld evidence that could have freed somebody from jail?
Nope. Well, I mean, there's an article about it. And then there was a whole bunch of stuff debunking it.
Okay.
Yeah. And even if that was the case, can you please explain to me how that's worse than rape?
No, it's not.
Okay. Well, Donald Trump's a rapist.
Are there any evidence that he actually raped people?
Yeah, there's a unanimous jury in a court of law that said he did it.
I thought that court case with him was just him about paying people off and suppressing evidence.
Nope, that was a different court case.
Okay, then I got to research.
He has a whole bunch of them. You know why he has a whole bunch of them? Because he's a criminal. Yeah, because he's a bad person. Because he's been sued like 4,000 times because he frauds everybody, right? He commits fraud on fucking everybody. He's just simply a bad person, right? And like we could take like there's like 4,000 court cases against Donald Trump. There's 34 felony fucking convictions, right? There would have been another 50 if he didn't become president, because the only reason he's not still fucking caught up in fucking criminal trials is because y'all put him as the president. And again, y'all put him as the president. Y'all put him as the fucking president. That's where I have the problem, right? If you guys had just freaking been like, yep, this guy's bad. Let's put in a Republican that's maybe a good person, right? Maybe someone similar to freaking John McCain or, Mitt Romney or...
I mean, I would have supported Mitt Romney.
Fucking anybody, sir? Like, you literally picked the bottom of the barrel. Like, most Republicans in Congress right now and most Republican governors are still better people than Trump.
Right. And then when I voted for him, I voted him before I knew about the things that you told me about the rapes and all that other stuff. I mostly voted because he was the only available Republican candidate, because of my personal beliefs against the Democratic Party. Because, like I said, I have issues with them due to what happened.
Well, again, sir... There's tons of bad people that do all sorts of things that align with certain parties. If you can't get your head out of that mindset, then you're just kind of like a simp for the party, and that doesn't really help much.
It would be easier if I didn't have a Democrat politician suppressing evidence or suppressing testimonies or suppressing medical files that would convict some of the evil things I talked about.
Okay, well, that's between those people and the law. I don't know anything about what you're talking about. So again, I have no argument against it. If they're bad people, throw them in jail. I don't really give a shit. But
Right.
I am going to move on to the next caller and keep this thing
Yes,
going.
no
But I
problem.
hope you
Thank
have a wonderful day, all right?
You too.
All right. All right. We're going to keep this thing going. I really appreciate y'all. Please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Tatted Tech said, I wonder what his favorite flavor of chew is. I'm assuming that's the first guy. I'm assuming this is the first guy also. Caller needs teeth so we don't have to hear him whistle. That's freaking funny. Yeah, this was also about the first guy. This is why you vote. So this is why you vote. Voting matters to cancel out these unevolved sandpaper brain idiots. Guys are the first caller was really funny. If you missed it, you guys missed a good one. The lady says Cletus was the one who called you boy. Yeah, he did call me boy. Their racism doesn't really bother me too much anymore, to be completely honest with you. I kind of just whatever. Dr. Carla said for the dime store Obama. Did I miss that? Dr. Carla be getting me with some of these super chats. I have to think back on what I was talking about. I'm sure that was a good reference. I'm sure all of you guys get it. My brain's already going too fast. Thank you so much, Dr. Carla. W's the chat for Dr. Carla. I really appreciate that. Legs, thank you so much for the $5. Said Cletus kind of nailed it in a very confusing way. Yep, nailed it. And Water said dirt to dirt South Park voice. Yeah. They took our jobs. They took our jobs. Oh, the first guy. Oh, he called me. The caller called you a dollar store Obama. Oh, gotcha. So that was, dime store. Oh, so she's making it worse. So I was dollar store Obama. Now I'm dime store Obama. So she actually put me, she put me even lower than that. That's messed up. Just playing. And hi, CA says, let's go Trump. All right. Well, you know what? I don't think we really feel it. I think high cake or whatever. I don't think Trump's going to do much better. Unless you send me a $20 super chat. I think that would really break through. I think that would really make me start to support Trump. I think you should try it. You're going to have to eat one piece of broccoli and one piece of chicken for a while. All right. But, after that, I think you should be able to save up. Send me $20 to do that. Someone said dime stores were really a really long time ago. Dude, Dr. Carlos, someone's calling you old. If you'd like to support the live, I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you'd like to support the live, I do have super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff. I do have pay links in the bio at Polypolitics, so I really appreciate that. And I have my live gift goal. We're at 17 out of the 100 confetti. So let's see if we can get a little closer, get up to maybe halfway on that live gift goal before we're at the hour. Well, we're gonna really post the hour. That'd be pretty quick. Let's see if we can get there. Let's see if we can get halfway to the gift goal around an hour mark. Hello, how are you?
Howard Stern's penis.
Hello. Oh, that person's gone too. I'm kind of thirsty. I used to go to the dime store. Did you go to the dime store after you went down to the what do they call it? The ice cream. The place where y'all would go get the, you know what I'm talking about. Sorry, I'm trying to make an old joke and I'm failing. Probably because I'm old. Hello, how are you?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
The milkshake, the milkshake spot, the ice cream, the malt shop. The malt shop is great. I love the malt shop. I don't know if that's correct. Awesome. How old are you? The soda fountain. That's what I was looking for. Sorry. The soda fountain. That's what I was looking for. I was looking for the soda fountain. That's what I was looking for. Really appreciate you. Whoever said that. Thank you. Do you still support Trump? Sorry.
I'm on the fence, honestly.
You're on the fence. You're I'm not sure if I like democracy or fascism.
More on the fence that everybody screws up and Trump is no angel. Any Republicans, no angel. Everybody's fucked up. And at the end of the day, you can't really.
Not everybody is not everybody's a rapist. Donald Trump is. Not everybody's a felon. Donald Trump is. Not everybody sexualizes children. Donald Trump does. Not everybody stole $400 million from a fucking children's cancer charity. That was Donald Trump. Okay. Not everybody sexualizes their daughter. Actually, I think nobody does, but Donald Trump does. And nobody else freaking sends out his freaking secret police into freaking cities to have American citizens murdered, right? To threaten fucking pastors. okay, or to fucking shoot pastors in the face with pepper balls. Not everyone does these things. Actually, almost no one does those things. Only Trump does those things, and they're all horrific. The only people that like Trump that do those type of things are people like Kim Jong-un or Vladimir Putin or Nicolas Maduro, for a fucking example. Only people like that do that.
Okay, isn't Kim Jong-un and Vladimir Putin on bad terms? They're only good terms with China in
So
reality.
that if what you took out of that is whether or not Kim Jong-un and Putin get along, I think you really missed the point there.
All right. Either way,
Hello.
Hello?
All right. Well, I think he's losing reception or something. Hello?
I can hear you pretty well. Can you not hear me?
I couldn't.
Hello?
No.
Oh my God, Jesus! I was babbling on about the previous guy, the previous person that called you a trucker. I am a dispatcher. I'm obviously not his dispatcher, but either ways, I'm the one that actually books the loads and actually hires the people. So I would like to put on a different perspective here.
Sir, I really would not like to spend this entire conversation, entire night just talking about trucking.
Well, if you're not interested, let's skip the me then. Go to the next caller.
All right, I will.
If you're
Have a
too much
wonderful
of a
day.
pussy.
Yeah, no offense. I have talked so much about trucking already today. I would prefer to move on to, something else. Kind of keep it fresh, No offense. I'm sure you guys love the trucking conversation, but I'm pretty sure you guys don't want to hear me talk about trucking for the next 3 hours. All right. But hey, if I'm wrong, go ahead and throw it in there. Just be like, hey guys, sorry, I can't believe you hung up on him. I prefer you guys talk about more trucking, and then I'll bring him back. You know what I'm saying? Hello, how are you?
Good. How about you?
How old are you?
I'm around
12 or so? Yeah, I figured. I'm around 12. That's what you are. All right. Hello, how are you?
Just fine. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I want to talk about the immigration problem.
And I want to talk about how
better
old
yet-
you are.
Well, just for the Minneapolis,
Sir,
Renee
sir,
Good
sir,
situation?
sir. How old are you?
I'm 51.
51. Thank you. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
All right. Awesome. Now continue.
Okay. We all know the side that you're on Renee Good side, and I'm on the I side.
On the not
But
murder
let's
side?
just-
Yeah, I'm usually on the not murder side. Yeah.
Okay. Well, let's just do a scenario. Just say she did live, or she didn't get shot at, and they just had arrested her. Would you agree that she committed 3 felonies?
No.
And how would you not agree that she committed 3 felonies?
What would those felonies be?
Well, the first is the 18 U.S. Code 111, the intimidate, interfere, resist, oppose, impede.
And how was she
federal
doing
agent.
that when she literally have video of 11 cars going right by her? We have her waving by the freaking, we have her waving freaking ICE and immigration all the way on through without blocking them whatsoever. She literally talked to the ICE agent and said, hey, I have no problem with you. I'm not mad at you at all. Literally with plenty of room for them to go by. So much so that they were literally just walking by her and hanging out. How was she impeding anything?
Because you cannot have your car sitting in the middle of the street.
Sir, you said impeding.
Yeah.
Okay? If people can
Yeah,
easily
you-
drive by you, you're not impeding anything. Impeding
Well,
requires you to not be able to pass or an attempt to stop people from being able to pass. Not only was she not impeding people and not trying to stop people from passing, people were passing and she was helping them move forward, including ICE agents. There was
Okay,
we have
but why
a
did
video
her-
of 11 different cars driving right past her.
Okay, so why did her so-called wife get out of the car to videotape them surrounding the not impeding?
I don't know. Why did the ICE agent get out of the car and start videotaping them with their phone? Is videotaping
Because
illegal,
they're
sir?
on duty.
Yeah,
No,
that would be
because
with a
they have
body
to
cam,
have
sir, not
body
with your
cam.
cell phone. Yeah, body cams record
Well-
interactions between, arbiters of the law in whatever spot that is, and freaking and civilians, right? That's what it's supposed to be for. That's why you have body cams. That's why you have dash cams. That's why you have all those things. Yeah, cops don't pull out their cell phones, okay, in order to record a car that's just sitting there, right? But again, her being out of the
Okay.
car, not illegal. Her videotaping, ICE agents, also not illegal. And even if he was impeding, that's still not a felony. I'm pretty sure that's still a misdemeanor. Even if she was impeding, which she wasn't doing.
Okay, well, and the ICE's views, she was impeding. So regardless of whether or not she was impeding, that's a different story. Or
Well,
that's,
ICE can have the
that will-
view of
that
her
will-
impeding, but them having the view of it doesn't make it impeding. Right? Them having the view
Oh.
that it's happening isn't it like when we go to court, they don't go to the ICE officer goes, well, what do you think? Even though we have video of her not doing that, what do you think? And he goes, well, I thought she was. And then they go, okay, guilty. Boom. Like that's not how that works, sir. We have video evidence that she wasn't impeding. Even if she
it'll
was, again,
all
not a
be
felony.
Okay, well, it'll be investigated through the trial.
No,
if
it's
it
not.
ever comes to a trial.
Because they already said that it wasn't going to be investigated and it's not going to trial. Because that's what fascists do.
Okay. Well, there will be a trial. because
There
if it
will
wasn't a
not. The
trial,
vice president
then
of the
why would
United
they be
States,
interview, sir,
the
sir, sir, I'm
vice
talking,
president
sir.
of the United States already said he had immunity.
Well, that's him just having talking points. That doesn't mean that it won't be a fucking trial.
Kristi Noem
mean-
also said it.
There will be some type. Well, there also still will be an investigation somewhere. Someone will do an investigation. This is
And
not gonna be
under
forgotten.
what evidence are you saying that will happen?
Maybe the state of Minnesota DA will file charges against the U.S.
Yeah, state of America,
put
the state of
investigation?
Minnesota tried to file to do an actual investigation into the shooting, and the federal government stopped them from being able to do it. They literally impeded. There's that word again. They literally impeded them from being able to do the investigation. The federal government stopped them.
Okay. Second felony is when an ICE agent or U.S. Marshal, city police, highway patrol officer tells you to get the fuck out of the car, and they was wearing tactical gear that says ICE in the front and on the back, says ICE. If a federal agent tells you to get the fuck out of the car, you might want to get the fuck out of the car,
Not a felony.
whether you're innocent or guilty.
First of all, not a felony. Second of all, ICE agents actually have no jurisdiction over American citizens whatsoever.
They can they can take over the state when they're doing, if you're interfering in a ICE or federal operation.
If you're interfering,
Trump-
they can detain you, okay? They cannot arrest you. They can't do any of those things. They can't just say get out of the car and then you have to get out of the car because they don't have
They have
jurisdiction over you. Okay? They don't
Somewhat,
have
because
jurisdiction.
they can take you out of the vehicle and put you in handcuffs and detain you.
Only if you're committing
And they
a
can let
felony
you go
in which you are obstructing the instructing the ICE officers, which she was not doing.
And then the third felony is when she drove away, not hitting the police officer. I'm not talking about that, but when she put it in park and drove away, that's eluding police.
Actually,
That's
ICE
the third
officers
felony.
aren't police.
The federal agent. the
A
law
federal
enforcement,
agent that does not have jurisdiction over her whatsoever. So driving away from them, okay, they have no jurisdiction for that at all. Okay, they're eluding her. She's eluding them from what? From the felonies that she didn't commit.
Yeah,
Sir,
because
sir, let's just
interfering in
pretend.
official business.
Let's just pretend, Okay. Let's live in this fantasy world, okay, where she did all of those things that you just said. Okay. And they were all felonies. Okay. She didn't do all of those things or really any of those things. Right. And they aren't felonies. Okay. But let's just pretend for a second that she did. Still gives him no right to fire 3-4 shots, whatever, that kind of disputed, fire his weapon from the left-hand side of her fucking vehicle into her face. That does, even if all of those things you said were true, even if all of them were true and all of them were felonies, that's still murder. Okay? And I still have a problem with it. Okay?
Well, no, because then you'll have to say, well, if she can elude from police, then everybody else can elude from police.
Nope, sir. I didn't say she could elude from police. Okay, I'm saying the penalty from eluding for police is not death. Okay,
well, she
actually,
thought of that when
well,
she got into her
no.
car.
See, the law already thought of that. That's what's crazy is the law already thought of that. And the law already specifically states that you cannot fire your weapon at someone trying to flee the scene. Can't do it. Okay?
Well,
if someone is trying to flee the scene, unless they're
not in Minnesota.
No, federal law and state law both say unless that person is driving that vehicle into a crowd of people trying to kill them all, you cannot fire your weapon at somebody eluding. Okay? You know how you see all these fucking I don't know if they still around. I don't watch TV anymore. But you know how you see like police chases and like people running from the cops and swerving through traffic? You notice how you never see the police fire their weapons at those cars unless of course that, someone from that vehicle is shooting at the police. That changes the situation, right? But if somebody's just running away from the police, you notice how you never see them fire their weapon at the car? The reason why they don't do it is because that's illegal. All right? It's illegal. Okay?
Oh.
So even if she was trying to evade police, which she wasn't, okay, even if they had jurisdiction over her, which she didn't, even if she committed a felony, which she didn't, even if all of those things are true, he still committed a crime by firing at her. It's still a murder regardless, man. It doesn't change anything.
Well, would you agree that she was just in the wrong place at the wrong time?
No, ICE was. They were in America. They were in America.
Creating.
Yeah, they were in America in 2026 instead of in Germany in the 1930s.
Okay.
I'm sure they would have gotten along real great
this.
back then, but yeah.
Well, okay. Well, let's just create this scenario. If, let's say they did put her in custody, what do you think her wife would do in retaliation of her getting detained?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not Miss Cleo. I don't have a crystal ball to know what her wife may or may not have done if a situation that didn't happen happened. Okay? I'm not going to sit here and live in this fantasy world where something else completely fucking happened and then something else happened with the wife. But I will say whatever happened, whatever the wife did in the freaking in this mythical situation probably should not have ended up, actually almost definitely should not have ended up with anybody fucking dying at the end unless that wife pulled a weapon on the police, which I don't think she had one on her.
Well, okay. You do not need a physical contact or injury for this crime to apply for you to connect federal assault in a Class A misdemeanor, which you can result in up to a year imprisonment or fines reaching up to $100,000.
Then the punishment for that is a year in prison or up to $100,000, not 3 bullet wounds to the face.
Wow. Okay, And the only reason why ICE was even there is to make warrant sweeps.
Bullshit.
To collect illegal immigrants that was criminals.
Bullshit. That's a complete fucking lie.
You don't think there was illegal immigrants?
Of course there's illegal immigrants. That's not what ICE is there for. Dude, they literally, I literally posted a video today. They were holding a 5-year-old autistic girl fucking hostage to try to lure their parents out. There's one where they literally took a fucking, a pastor and detained a pastor, a fucking white dude. Okay, pastor in Minneapolis, detained him, put him in cuffs, and then when they were like, "Are you afraid? Are you afraid? Are you afraid?" He's like, "No," and they're like, "Oh, whatever, you're white, you won't be fun anyway."
Well, I've seen that story, and there's no video proof, so that's just hearsay.
Oh, you know what there is video proof of, though? Sir, you know what there is video proof of? Them freaking taking American citizens, putting handcuffs on them, throwing in the back of vans or SUVs, beating the living shit out of them, and then dropping them off fucking 3 blocks down the road. There's video proof of that. There's a whole shit ton of them. Huh?
Are you sure that's not an AI?
Yeah, sir, because they talk to the people afterwards, and they've been multiple people. Yes, there's tons of video. How about the fact that they freaking just tear gassed a fucking 6-month-old who was foaming at the fucking mouth and denied the 6-month-old, 6-month-old denied the 6-month-old medical care afterwards after tear gassing a fucking child inside of that person's car. All American citizens, by the way. The mother driving the car, or the father, I can't remember if it's the mother or father, with 6 kids in the fucking car. All American citizens driving home, tear gassed into the fucking car, and then denied the fucking child fucking medical care.
Okay. Well, all I know is that we have too many illegal immigrants in this country, and you can look this up in CDC or let's see, what is it? No, that's about a business. Where the hell did I see that? Anyway, you can look it up on U.S. Customs Enforcement, or I forgot the name of the website. But anyway, from 2021 to 2024, there was 10,505,800 total from 22 countries. Oh yeah, here it is. PewResearch.org. U.S. unauthorized immigrants reached, for fiscal year 2021 to 2024, 2.8 million from Mexico alone.
How much?
2.8 million Mexicans came here alone.
Mexicans or people from Mexico? The Mexican border.
Well, Mexican border.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah. Anyway.
And 2.8 is a lot different from
2024.
Yeah, and 2.8 is a whole lot different than 10 million.
Well, if you look at it, they do have it covered, or from Venezuela, from Spain, from Uruguay or China. They do have it separated, and they do have people from Mexico, just from the country of Mexico, 2.8 million people. So.
Sir, people that came through the border of Mexico, 2.8 million people. It's actually a little low. I think it's actually a little higher than that, as far as undocumented immigrants. Okay, your numbers are actually low, but it's not 10 million, and that's the problem. Okay, it's not even close to 10 million. Yeah, not even close.
4 years?
So you just said 2021 to 2024. Do you know how many years that is? It's 4. 2021, 2022, 2023, 2024. It's 4 years. You just said 2.8 million over 4 years. You just said it, not even me.
Alone.
Sir, through the border of Mexico. There's only 2.
It doesn't matter if you come from the border of Mexico. You don't think
all
people
you're
from
talking
Venezuela
about.
Go through Mexico?
Of course they fucking do, sir. But you're making it sound like the people that are coming from Venezuela, sir. You're making it sound like the people that are coming from Venezuela aren't also coming through the border of Mexico. They are. That's why there's a big difference from 2.8 million people coming from Mexico, as in starting in Mexico and ending up the United States, and 2.8 million people crossing the border of Mexico, which could be from all sorts of different countries.
Yeah, but when you get to the border, they tell you name, age, where you come from, and where you're going, and then they do all that, and then, oh, okay, bye. Have fun in United States. That's all they did.
That's not even close to what happened.
Catch and release.
Nope.
That's what happened under the Biden administration.
Nope.
Oh, bullshit.
I mean, you can yell bullshit all you want. It doesn't change anything. That same website, you should look at the same exact data from Pew Research Center that you're ignoring the rest of that article, which will say that it didn't happen. And you can also check Customs and Border Protection, where you can also see there where it didn't happen.
Well, you can also go under the Guttmacher Institute and the Kaiser Family Foundation and Society for whatever, and then there's all types of research that you can do.
So anti-immigration websites, I can go to anti-immigration websites and see things that are anti-immigration. Yeah, I guess that doesn't really surprise me, sir.
Either way, it tells the truth and cuts through the bullshit about what the news is not telling you, sir. Because you actually think everything that you see on YouTube and everything you see on TikTok and everything you see on the national news or even the local news, you think all that's just cut and dry?
Of course not, sir. That's why I don't take any of that stuff as cut and dry. People bring up stuff for me on this live all the time, and I'm like, I haven't had a chance to actually research that and see what the actual data is on it to be able to know whether that's true or not. So I don't take it like that. I don't take anything I see on the news. I don't take anything I hear on a podcast or on YouTube or on TikTok or on any of these other sites. I don't take any of it unless it's provable. Okay. Unless there's empirical data that proves that it is happening. All right. And if it doesn't have that empirical data to show that it's happening, or unless I can have, and make a general conclusion based off of the evidence that it can happen, then I don't believe it. Right. I don't believe it at all because that means it's not true.
Okay. The other day, you had a caller.
Oh, he's a fan.
Wow. I love to debate.
Mm-hmm. He's a fan. 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 He's a.
Anyway, you said something. You mistaken about something else about Doge. Doge is not actually ended just yet. It's not set to end until July 4th, 2026.
My bad.
So it is ending, but not just.
I guess I'll hold my breath and still wait for the check.
Well, that's the whole reason why inflation has gone high is because of those stimulus checks that we got the 2 times, and plus when everybody went home for COVID, and then everybody that was on unemployment, they said they was making more money on unemployment than actually working. So the Americans that was not going back to work said, we're not coming back until you pay us more. Well, when you get paid more, especially in the service industry, what happens? Everything jumps up. The prices goes up. It's just basic economics. So that's why everything is so high. And if you really look at it, if it wasn't for COVID, we wouldn't have people making $18 an hour or $15 an hour or even $12 an hour at McDonald's. You still be working for about like $10.50 or $9. If COVID never did happen.
What? Okay.
So
I don't know anything of what are you trying to tell me here, man?
They exploited a crisis that wasn't even a crisis. Oh yeah, and speaking of COVID, what happened to the fucking flu? What happened?
I don't know what happened to the flu, sir. As far as I know, it still exists.
I don't know. Well, when everybody was getting this COVID-19, suddenly, all of a sudden, nobody got the fucking flu.
Nope. Tons of people got the flu. I got the flu.
Are you sure it was the flu or COVID? Did you get tested?
I did. And it was the flu.
And they wasn't.
Yeah.
Okay. Now.
You know what else I got? I also got a flu shot the whole time. Yeah.
Well, I got the COVID shot, and I didn't get the COVID until about like a year and a half later. So I got saved for about like a year and a half, but that's beside the point. Now, let's talk about, I almost forgot. A few days ago, you had a caller.
Dude, this guy's going to take me through every fucking guest that I've had over the last fucking 2 weeks. This might take a while, guys.
Well, I started on this one guest, but you interrupted. But I'm a fan. Well, not necessarily, because number one, I'm not a fan because you come off as condescending. And you're only out here just to gaslight people.
Have you tried crying about it? Does that help?
See? Gaslighting. Just telling you my observation. Anyway, you had a caller on here a few days ago saying, you're a Democrat, you're a Democrat, and you saying, I'm not a Democrat, not a Democrat, not a Democrat. Well, what are you registered as?
I'm non-party affiliated in PA.
So you're not a
Says it in my
libertarian
bio.
or independent?
Nope, I'm not non-party affiliated. Yep.
So you didn't vote for Kamala and you didn't vote for Trump. Who did you vote for by chance?
I voted for
Please tell me
Kamala.
you didn't vote for Kanye. You voted for Kamala?
Yeah.
All right, well, at least you didn't vote for Kanye. Okay. What about abortion? I know you're for it, right?
I'm for it.
You're pro-choice?
Yeah. That's not being for abortion,
Okay.
sir.
Well, that puts you in that category if you're pro-choice.
No, it doesn't.
And how do you figure?
How do I figure? Easy, because I believe in the choice of women to be able to make that choice on their own. That doesn't mean, if I was pro-abortion, that would mean I would be pro-women having abortions, right? So I don't freaking go out to like, I don't go out to malls or anything and, protest and be like, more abortions, and like tell like pregnant women, like, you should go have an abortion because I'm pro-abortion. That's not how that works, sir. See, that's what you guys do, okay? Because you guys are pro-forced birth, right? I just believe that women need to be able to make choices with their doctor without the interference of me, you, or the government.
Well, the thing is with abortion is they preach and they bitch and they moan and groan and complain about, we're taking abortion rights. We're taking abortion rights. Well, in fact, in 2021, there was over 625,000 abortions in 2021. In 2022, there was 613,000. And in 2023, there was over 1,040,000 abortions. And then in 2024, there was, again, over 1 million abortions in 2024. So that's, let's see, 1, 2, 3.5 million babies being aborted in just 4 years. Nobody's taking away your abortion rights.
Yeah,
You're
sir,
still
if
able
you
to have
actually
an
look at
abortion.
those stats on those things, all you're showing is that more people are
And
having...
on the CDC.gov, by chance.
What you're
They
showing...
are on the CDC.gov.
Are you going to let me speak?
Go ahead.
Yeah, perfect. I really appreciate that. What you're showing is that actually states that do allow abortion, the abortion numbers are going up, while states that freaking are banning abortion rates are going down. Also, you're seeing a lot of abortions that are happening outside of the proper channels and clinics, which is more unsafe for the woman that's actually involved in those things, right? But what you're really doing is saying is that you made abortion freaking just more readily available for people that can't afford it, right? So what you're saying is that poor people now don't deserve to have access to fucking medical care, while people that have the financial ability to leave their state to go to other states do, right? It's just another form of classism.
Really? Well,
yes. So like, I'll give
also,
you an example. I live in Florida. Florida has freaking a 6-week abortion ban, right? And so in order for me to get to a state that allows abortion, right? So say that somebody in my family or, anything like that was, required an abortion for medical care and it was after 6 weeks, they have to be able to have the financial means, all right, in order to go to some place like Virginia, which I believe is the closest place, right? And not everybody here has that ability to.
Well,
sorry,
the
I
only
have the
reason why I'm
article
against-
up because I wanted to show people that Doge is done. They just weren't scheduled to end until July. They ended 8 months early. So what he said earlier
and what
was
is that
wrong.
website on?
That's on Reuters.
What's that article from? Okay. The reason why I'm so not hypocritical, I'm just so angry about the abortions and on both sides is I'm sick and tired of all these legislators that they run for office saying that they're only for abortion if it's only for rape or incest or health of the mother or child. But that only counts for 1% of all abortions. So if you take if you do the math, if there was 1 million people or 1 million females having abortions in 2024,
then
and
it's
you
still neither of
multiply
our
that by
opinions.
1%,
Then it's still not our opinion.
that's only 10,000. Or, well, just because 10,000 people.
Sir, I don't care if there's a million
Had-
people, women in the United States, and all 1 million of them decide to have an abortion. You know why? Because that is one of the toughest
Because it's their
decisions
choice.
that a woman could have to make. Okay. And that is a decision for her
No,
to
no,
make
no,
with
no,
the
no,
advice of her family and her doctor. But it is her fucking choice and not yours, not mine, not the government's. And the fact that you want to stick your nose in how a woman does healthcare, okay, just shows that you wish to have more control over women. This has nothing to do with abortion. It has everything to do with men wanting in the United States to have control over women and control over women's bodies and to be able to decide how they get their medical care. There's no freaking mandates in the United States that decides how a man gets medical care. There's no law saying that, that at 13 years old, every, man has to have a vasectomy in order to prevent, pregnancy, and they can have it reversed later. Right? There's none of that stuff. It's only a bunch of men, because our, politicians are mostly men, especially on the Republican side, who are literally trying to pass laws to say what doctors can do with their patients when their patients are women. That's it. That's it, period. And my entire stance on that is you need to keep your fucking nose out of what women are doing with their bodies when it comes to medical care. And I don't know why that's so hard for you to have a hard time with. Stay out of it. You can't have an abortion, right?
No, because I am a male.
Congratulations. So therefore, shut the fuck up and let women make decisions on their own body, because I could probably bet you that if I fucking gave you a fucking diagram of things that are happening with a woman's body, I'm pretty sure you couldn't even pick out all the parts. Okay, so maybe you're not qualified, all right, to be the one talking about what a woman does with their body.
Well, I'm not arguing whether or not they should have the right or not. I'm just sick and tired of the rhetoric of, they're taking abortion rights away, which is clearly not.
They're taking healthcare rights away, sir. They're taking women's healthcare rights away. Have you ever heard of gyno deserts and women's healthcare deserts that are being created by this? Literally right now, especially in places like I live, gynecologists are fleeing the state of Florida due to these abortion laws. So therefore, it is more difficult for women where I live to be able to get just general fucking healthcare. Right? Just general fucking healthcare because of freaking gynecology deserts that exist within my state, right? I mean, look at Planned Parenthood and them trying to stop federal funding from going anything like Planned Parenthood, when Planned Parenthood provides everything from, breast cancer screenings to STI tests to medications for all sorts of things. I think it's less than 5% of anything that they do at Planned Parenthood is actually abortion, and the rest of it is for fucking healthcare for women. But Republicans are literally taking away federal funding from Planned Parenthood that provides all of this health care for women. And you guys are supporting it.
Well, I'm not supporting it because I don't really give a shit if you have an abortion or not. I'm just tired of the legislators spending the rhetoric about the only people, the way that they say it is that that's the only reason why they're having an abortion. It's because there was either rape, incest, or they had something wrong with their body or something wrong.
No, that's
with
just
the
some
pregnancy.
bullshit the right makes up to try to justify their horrible position. The right just comes up and the right shows up and goes, the right shows up and goes, oh, well, we're going to allow it for some of these other horrible situations. Right? Even though we're going to take it away for everybody else, right? We're going to take away healthcare for millions and millions, tens of millions of women in these states and stuff like that. What we are going to do is we're going to allow it under these very, very tight circumstances, but only if you can prove it, right? Only if this exact thing exists and if there's an investigation. And let's hope that it's not past a certain point, because then it doesn't even fucking matter. Right? Oh, and we're going to take away all the abortion clinics that even allow it to happen. So even if one of these horrible situations happen, you're still not going to be able to get the health care for it. Or we're going to ban things like mifepristone and other, medication abortions to not allow people to get to it. Right? It's the right trying to make those excuses for things to try to justify their horrible policies on women's health care, because they want to control women and they don't want to say it.
Well, every politician wants to control the American people. I mean,
that's a sad excuse for what you're advocating for. But anyways, I'm going to move on to the
either
next
way.
caller. I hope you have a good one. All right.
Thank you.
Yep. Bye. All right, y'all. Please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. We're gonna keep this thing going. Lovely, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Said these pro-life men scream the most about abortion is murder, but never fight for children to feed this country. It's despicable. Or fight against ICE literally fucking tear gassing children and pregnant women in Minnesota right fucking now. So there's also that. Thank you so much, lovely goddess. Y'all, if y'all would like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, all that fun stuff. If you'd like support, I really, really appreciate it. I also have pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics. And I need like 20 more confetti to hit that goal today. So let's see if we can finish that one off. I really appreciate y'all. Jason, thank you so much for the $5. And I'm just sick and tired of all the rhetoric. The irony is baffling. Love the streams, Polly. Keep it going. Thank you so much. Radstorm says ICE also used non-lethal weapons on citizens' face and permanently blinded at least one eye. Non-lethal aren't supposed to be used on face or throat. Well, that would require them to have training. Okay? And they don't have any of that. Incredible says we need Polly. We need to give you a CDL course. My dad was a career truck driver. He told me never to do that, so I'm really, really good. But I do appreciate that. And Nick Knack, thank you for the $5. I said I'm scared every time my baby daddy goes out with our son. I'm scared if he gets picked up, I'll never see your son again. Well, I wish I could reassure you, but. I mean, that is like still possible. Kayla, thank you so much for the $3 over on Venmo. I did see that. I appreciate you. Thank you so much for reminding me. And Doreen, thank you so much for the $20 over on Cash App. Says, thank you for shutting up these one-tooth MAGA idiots. Thank you so much, Doreen. I really, really appreciate that too. Thank you so much. And Shush, thank you so much for the flower. Yeah, just mind your own genitals. It's not hard. Mind your own genitals. Phone lines are open, y'all. I saw a bunch of people call and then it kind of like stopped like 1 minute ago. It's very weird. But yeah, just, mind your own genitals and try not to be a bad person. It's most of that. Hello, how are you?
It's most of that. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Dude, turn off the live in the background. I'm here.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, turn off the live in the background. I'm here.
Okay, all right.
Are you? Hey, turn off the live in the background.
All right, you're taking way too long. Hello, how are you? Hello?
How are you? You doing well? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can. How old are you?
I am 50 years old. What about yourself?
I'm 39. Do you still support Trump?
I did vote for Trump.
Do you still support Trump?
I think we should support our president. I want to give you some examples here.
You mean like when the Germans supported Hitler because he was, because he was in charge?
Okay. I thought we may have a civil, factual conversation.
That is a civil, factual conversation, sir. Hitler was in charge, so all of the world should have just, just been okay with it and just supported him, because he was in charge, right?
I understand you're not capable. That's okay.
Sir. This conversation is already annoying me. Okay? So if I gave a shit about your opinion of my tone or anything like that, I would have asked, but I don't. Okay.
Okay. Oh
Cool.
man, you're such a badass, aren't you? Badass.
No, I'm just already annoyed with you, sir. So either get with the point or I'm just gonna keep moving on to the next person because you literally are bored. Sir, I can't. Forced vaccines? Nobody's been forced to get a vaccine, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, you don't remember all the people lose their job or take a vaccine?
That's not being forced. That's making a choice.
Okay, you're cool with that. Lose your job.
I didn't say I was cool with it, sir. I said that's not forcing someone to get a vaccine.
Okay,
if I tell you, sir, if I'm a business owner and I tell you need to get a vaccine in order to keep your job, then that's my choice as a business owner. Just like if I, sir, are you gonna, sir? I'm talking, sir. I'm talking, sir. I'm talking, sir. I'm talking. See, that's why I said from the get-go that I was already annoyed with this conversation because I already knew it was going to be
I'd love
about
to see you so much, but it's all right.
Well, that's not a problem, sir. Either let me talk or I'm going to move on to the next caller. It's not that difficult.
I tried to talk. You have no.
All right, I'll just move on. Thank you guys so much. I really appreciate you guys. We're just gonna move on to the next person. That's pretty simple. Hello, how are you?
Hi, how you doing?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 69 years old.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
No, the hell I don't.
Well, I appreciate that, sir, and I appreciate your time, but I am going to have to move on so I can keep the live going. But I hope you have a wonderful day, okay?
Okay.
Hello, how are you?
Hi, what's up?
Hi, how old are you?
30.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
Absolutely.
And see, that's weird, though. So,
Yeah, it's the best president we've had in a long time.
and
He's the fuck around and find out president.
yeah,
From what
yeah,
I've
he
seen.
is that. He's fuck around and vote for him and find out you're under a fucking fascist dictatorship. That is true.
Well, I'm
So-
fine. I just did my taxes yesterday, and I made what, 4,000 less than I did last year, and I'm getting back about $1,000 less, but I'm okay with it.
Oh, congratulations, I guess. I don't know what to tell you.
I wanted to talk. You was just on the phone with that snaggletooth motherfucker, whoever you was talking to, and you said that
Are you not the
ICE
same
agents
guy?
don't have jurisdiction
Oh, I
over
thought this-
American citizens.
I thought this was the same guy. Shit.
No. Oh, okay. There you go. Haha. Funny boy.
Oh, you thought I was? Oh, yeah. I mean, yeah, that was a joke. Totally. Yeah.
Okay. Whatever you say, buddy.
Yeah. So, anyways, what were you saying?
You said that ICE agents don't have jurisdiction over American citizens.
Correct.
That's not true at all.
It is unequivocally true.
I can give you the statutes if you'd like.
Sure. Send it.
They're Homeland Security. You know that, right?
Yeah, sir.
They're
Not
federal
everybody that
agents.
works for Homeland Security has jurisdiction over the United States citizens.
Absolutely does. They're federal agents. My dad was a federal
Not
police
all
officer
federal
in
agents,
the
sir.
Capitol. He was a
Not
lieutenant
all-
for Capitol Police.
Not all federal agents. Also, they don't have all jurisdiction over all American citizens either. It depends on what kind of federal agent you are, what land you're on, all sorts of stuff like that.
ICE agents can arrest you if they have probable cause that you violated a federal obstruction or interference statute, such as 18
Correct.
USC
Cor-
1505,
Sir,
obstructing a federal investigation.
Sir,
So when you
that's
park
not
the car
sir,
in
stop.
front of,
Sir, stop
Okay.
talking.
go ahead.
I didn't say that wasn't true.
That is exactly what you said. I heard.
No,
you. I
that's
was just
not what
laughing.
I said whatsoever. Again, this is why listening skills are very important, sir. Okay?
Tell me what you said.
Yeah,
I'm
this is
sorry.
why
I
listening
might have
skills are
misheard you.
very important, sir. I actually specifically said that
Or
ICE,
ma'am, I don't mean to misgender you. I'm
I
sorry.
don't care what you call me. I'd like you to call me nothing by being quiet while I'm speaking.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that'd be preferable.
Okay, nothing.
So what I said was, sir, ICE does not have jurisdiction over the United States unless, okay, they are impeding their operations, and then in which case they can then arrest them for impeding that certain operation. I did not say that that wasn't true. I actually agree with you.
Can I talk now?
Sir, again, we learn conversation skills like this in kindergarten. Okay.
I know.
When
I'm just
I'm
asking
talking,
because
you're
you
not
yell at
talking.
people.
When you're talking, when you're like this is how this works. So when I'm quiet, you don't then have to ask permission to talk. That's your turn to
Yes, sir.
talk. Again, kindergarten level stuff. Sir, you said you're what, 30?
Yes, sir.
You never learned this in your life?
No, I did. You run
Okay.
your show a little different, so I just wanted to make sure I'm being respectful and I'm letting you talk.
No, sir,
and then I
you've
can
been
talk.
nothing but disrespectful since you've been up here. But again, when I'm done talking, you can talk.
Okay. Again, so when you follow ICE agents around and you're honking the horns, letting people know that they're there, and then you pull your car up in front of them and you block their cars, and then when an ICE agent comes around to, get your tag numbers, get a video of it, because they're going to charge you with impeding the investigation. She didn't even have to get arrested that day. She was going to face charges regardless of what happened.
She didn't do that.
You know what I mean?
So first of all, she didn't do that.
She was going to be charged with a crime.
Sir, first of all, she didn't do that. Okay, so that's already not true. And second of
Well,
all,
the video shows her vehicle in the middle of the roadway.
yeah, and
sideways,
10, 15
and-
minutes of video before that shows every car driving right past her, including her waving past ICE agents. So she wasn't impeding.
Right.
If vehicles can drive freely past you, you are not impeding, okay? But
But if you
regardless of that, sir, Even if you were, and maybe like you said, she was going to get charges later, I have no issue with that if she was committing a crime. The punishment for impeding is not 3 bullet holes to the face. You guys seem to have this like weird confusion with did she do something wrong, okay, which you think that we're arguing, and does that deserve for an ICE officer to shoot her in the face, which is unequivocally not okay. Like, you guys seem to be arguing that somehow if you can prove that, oh, she was impeding or something, then somehow that justifies her fucking murder, and it fucking doesn't. Then why are we fucking talking about it? Then why are we talking about what law she may or may not have fucking been guilty of if none of that justifies her being shot in the face?
Right. But when the ICE officer gets out of the car while the one is still videotaping in front of her, and he finally is sick of it, and he says, get out of the car, and you hear her wife go, 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 and there's a federal agent in front of her car at the front corner of her car, and she hits the gas. I mean, it's clear as day in the fucking video that he took.
She actually backs up.
Well, no, I don't think she would have killed him with the car.
But the federal agent was in front of her, and she backed up to get out of the way of the officers. She backed up so that she had room, and then turned her wheel all the way to the right to avoid hitting the officer. And she did avoid hitting him, which is impressive.
But should she have not just hit the brake and stopped right then and there?
Maybe she should have.
Wouldn't be a problem.
Maybe she should have had. You know what else could have been awesome and wouldn't have been a problem? If that officer didn't shoot her 3 times in the face and murder her.
Well, if I was that police officer was also hit by a car weeks earlier.
Well, then you would think he wouldn't be standing in front of the fucking car, which is against their regulation and policy. If I was a cop and it's against our policy and regulation to stand in front of a vehicle, and I had just been hit by a fucking car, I probably wouldn't be standing in front of a vehicle.
I don't think that's against their policy or regulation, and I don't think he was trying to block the car. I think he was trying to move out of the way, and she hit the gas.
It's against DHS policy and ICE policy. Actually.
Well, then why isn't he being charged?
Because an hour after it happened, JD Vance already said that there would be that he had immunity. Kristi Noem, an hour and a half afterwards, said there would be no fucking investigation. Minnesota tried to do an investigation on him, and they blocked him. No one will allow him to be investigated because they know that fucking if they find out that fucking he did anything wrong, then the Trump administration would be shown for the fucking fascist fucking Nazis that they are. Okay, and then we'd be in this fucking they'd be in this huge predicament. So instead, what they're doing is, instead of investigating the ICE officer who murdered a woman in broad daylight on tape, they're investigating the dead woman's widow. That's what your tax dollars are going to right now. Is the FBI
one that was putting cigarettes out on the kids.
Is the FBI, instead of investigating the murderer, investigating the fucking dead woman's widow? Okay, it's got so bad that 6 fucking U.S. attorneys in that district have already quit, okay, for refusal to investigate these fucking horrific charges, including one that was appointed by Trump and was specifically put there to investigate the fraud in Minneapolis by Trump, quit because of how much horseshit this entire fucking thing is. How they're not allowed to investigate the fucking murderer, but they're being forced to investigate the widow who was fucking standing there.
Well, the widow that was standing there was also charged with child abuse more than twice.
The guy fucking murdered someone on fucking camera, and they won't fucking investigate him. Are you listening to what I'm fucking saying?
I'm hearing you.
It's so fucking dense?
I think it was self-defense. I would have done the same thing if I was that cop.
If it was fucking self-defense, then fucking investigate it.
I would have shot that bitch the same as he did.
Yeah, I bet you fucking would have. Okay.
I mean, I would have.
Yeah,
if you
I
sped
bet you
your
fucking would have.
Truck at me, I'm gonna
because
shoot.
I bet you that you have the same temperament and murderous fucking pathetic inhumanity and lack of fucking empathy that fucking these ICE officers have, where you would rather murder a fucking mother okay, then fucking step the fuck out of the fucking way. You would rather her widow be fucking investigated than the guy who fucking shot her. You're fucking pathetic, okay? This is wherever you hang out is where they're finding officers. I'm assuming at KKK rallies or people who said they would fucking like would have punched a drill sergeant in the face so they never joined the military.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, no, it's
My
not
wife
fucking
is
ridiculous. I don't give a fuck if your fucking wife is black. Your wife's a dumbass then for being with you. Okay, I don't give a fuck if your fucking wife is black. You're fucking pathetic for not having any empathy and fucking humanity for somebody that was fucking murdered on fucking camera. Okay, and fucking would investigate. No, you're not. You just said you would have murdered that
but
fucking
you make
bitch
a
too.
dumb
That's
fucking
exactly what you
decision,
just
get
fucking
a dumb
said.
result.
Yeah, exactly. Where dumb decision was allowing people like you to fucking vote.
No, I'm
Okay,
saying I live
that
in
was
a
the worst
small
thing that we
town, and
actually
if I
did in the
would've done
United States.
same-
The worst thing we did in the United States was allow people like you to have the right to vote in our fucking country or to fucking treat you with any type of fucking
I think the
humanity.
worst thing we did was allow women to vote, but yeah, I mean, we can agree to disagree on that.
That doesn't surprise me at all, sir.
I'm just, I live in a small town, and if I would have done the same thing to a
Get the fuck off my live, you piece of shit. Jesus fucking Christ. Get the fuck off my live. See, I told you his wife was fucking dumb. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. What a fucking dude. We are living in a world full of fucking horrible, 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 horrible people. Horrible, horrible, horrible people. I just want to remind you guys that. Usually I would have stuck around and talked to that idiot for longer, but I have better things to do than to listen to these fucking horrific, fucking inhumane, fucking sexist, misogynistic, fucking racist ass pieces of fucking shit in my fucking ear right now. I have better things to fucking do. Okay? I have better fucking things to fucking do than to listen to that fucking moron. Anyways, we're going to keep this thing going, have our conversations. Guys, if you like to support, I do have super chats, super stickers, all that stuff. Please support. It helps keep it live. Great. Thank you guys. Oh my God, we hit that freaking live gift goal too. I really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much for the confetti. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. I also have all my pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics, just like my name. So thank you guys so much for that too. Make sure you guys turn on your notifications too, so you know when we're going live, when we're doing stuff, when we're having some fun over here. I really, really appreciate that. Can we get big W's in chat for everybody who cleared that live gift goal for that confetti too? I really, really appreciate that. I wasn't sure I'd be able to hit that today, and I was able to. That makes me feel really, really happy. Thank you guys so much. Hello, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm excellent. How old are you?
21. Sorry.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I do.
All right. Why is that?
So I personally support Trump. I voted for him over Harris for a bunch of different things, but I think I support a lot of his policies, not everything, and you can argue a lot of different stuff on if you agree with him, but he is keeping his promises and doing what he said.
Yeah, like he said he was going to lower grocery prices on day one, that he was going to end inflation, that he was going to end the war between Russia and Ukraine within 24 hours. He said he was going to end the war between Israel and Palestine within 24 hours. He said he was going to, what else did he say? That he was going to lower, like all these medication costs. Hasn't done any of that. What else did he promise? He said he was going to build a wall all the way across the southern border. Hasn't done any of that.
Doing that.
Said he was going to go after criminals, like immigrants that are criminals. Hasn't done that.
Yeah, he has. Have you seen all the people he's been deporting that has criminal backgrounds are part of Nicaragua?
Less than 3%.
Whatever the but he's still doing it, and he's deporting people who are here illegally and aren't supposed to be here.
Yeah, sir. You said he's doing everything that he said he was going to do, and he's not doing any of it. He said he was going to reduce government spending with Doge, and and government spending's at an all-time high, and then Doge got disbanded. He said he was going to release the Epstein files. The Epstein files still haven't been released.
Never said that.
Doing everything. My bad.
He never said he would release the Epstein files. That's something someone else brought up and asked, and he said he might look into that.
Wow. That's a crazy thing for you to defend.
I'm not defending it. I'm just saying he never promised.
Well, you are. You're defending it. That's exactly what you're doing with your mouth right now.
No, I want it released.
No. That's what you're doing with your mouth right now. I'm just telling you that is what you're doing with your actual mouth, actually right now. You are defending it.
How am I defending? I'm not. I want him released. I'm just saying he never made the promise to release him during the campaign.
Gotcha.
And you said he's a fascist dictator. How? Where is he a fascist
Well,
dictator?
there's two words. One, he wants to act like a dictator, and two, he's fascist. So those two things go together
No,
to make
no,
fascist
okay,
dictator.
okay, where's the proof? Where's the evidence? You want to make claims yet you have nothing to back it up.
Evidence of what?
He's not a fascist.
Yeah,
He's
of
not
course
a
he is.
dictator. He's not acting like one.
Of course, he's a fascist.
How?
Because he practices palingenetic ultranaturalism.
How? No. What?
Because he practices
Nationalism
palingenetic
is not bad.
ultranaturalism.
Nationalist is someone's pride for a country.
Sure.
Now there is
palingenetic
extreme nationalist.
palingenetic ultranationalism is what fascism is, and that's what he practices.
And how does he practice it? I haven't seen a fascist policy from him. I haven't seen him do anything to try and keep himself or make himself a dictator.
Okay. Well, what are the 14 tenets of fascism?
I don't know what the 14 tenets of fascism is.
If you don't know what the 14
but I know-
tenets of fascism are, sir, then how do you know that he's not doing things that are fascist?
Okay, tell me something he's done that's fascist.
No,
then.
I asked you a question, sir.
I don't know the 14 tenets of fascism, but I know he is not doing anything to extreme fashion. There might be stuff that is similar to what fascists do, but if you look at what parties
Well, how do we
support
judge fascism?
in what do you mean? Because there's different ways you can
How
judge
do we
it.
decide what fascism is?
There's different ways. So like some people judge it off what the fascist parties in World War II did. Other people judge it off the official thing, and you can
The
have
official thing?
do-
What's the official thing?
like what Google says or whenever you look up fascism or that stuff. But there's people who
It sounds like you just don't know what fascism
is.
is, sir. That's what it sounds like to me. It sounds like you don't know what fascism is. And I'm just saying
I
that
can
if
tell
you don't
the
know what
left
fascism is,
closer
sir.
to the Nazi Party than the Republican Party.
Okay, how?
And the Nazi Party, they were a believer in eugenics and they supported abortion. The left does that. Nazi Party was anti-gun. The left does that. The Nazi Party was what's it called? They were socialists. They were national socialists. That's
they
what the
weren't.
left is. They
Okay,
wanted,
so first of all,
Yes,
the
they
left.
are.
No, they were not.
Yes, they are. The
No.
Nazis were the Nationalist Socialist Party.
Yeah,
They
and
believed
and
government
North
should control-
Korea is the Democratic People's Republic of Korea. Does that mean that they're democratic and for the people?
That's the name of the state, not
Yeah,
what
and
they
I just
are.
said the name of the freaking state. Exactly, sir. You're just saying that the Nazis put socialist in there, but they didn't practice anything that was actually
Yes,
socialist.
they
They
did.
weren't.
They
What was
controlled
it?
the government. They believed the government should control the property, the economy. They
That's
believed
not
they did,
socialism.
then what's socialism?
That means the production is owned by the people.
No, it's not. That's the idea of it.
No,
but
that
there's
that
not
is
one.
what socialism is. Okay.
Okay, so socialism to this point has
Sir,
never been
fascist is literally the definition of fascism is an ultra-right political ideology of palingenetic nationalism. Like it literally is in the definition of fascism that it's far right. Okay? You can't have a leftist fascism. It doesn't exist. Okay? Just like you can't have a far right communist party. It doesn't exist. It's an oxymoron.
Then why
Communism
is
is on
things-
the far left. Fascism is on the far right. That's how it works. Okay? You
Okay,
can't
that
just
doesn't
decide
mean-
that the left is fascist. It's not how it works.
I'm not
Okay.
saying they're fascist. I'm just saying people take more correlations with it when you realize if you look at the policy of the fascists and what they did in Germany and what they compared to the liberals.
So
and
let's
the
actually pull up
conservatives.
the 14th actual tenets of fascism, not what you just decided was fascist. Okay?
I'm not.
No,
I'm
you
not
did. You
deciding
did.
that.
First of all, you said the left is
I-
anti-gun, which the left is not anti-gun. But regardless of that, there is freaking a
heavy
ton of
gun
different countries in the
restriction.
United States. Sir, most civilized countries and industrialized countries on the planet have restrictions on guns, and you would call all of them fascist? That doesn't even fucking make sense, sir. Is
No,
Norway
other countries
fascist?
don't have a Second Amendment.
I'm sorry.
we do.
Where in
We have the- we
where
should not be
where in
banning ARs
fascism?
and all this
Where
other
so
stuff.
just out of curiosity, where in fascism is? Do you have a Second Amendment?
I'm not. We don't have a second. There is no Second Amendment in fascism.
Oh, okay. But you're making the claim, sir, that being anti-gun is fascist. And so I am asking
No,
you.
I am not saying
You
that. I said
literally
there's
made
more
that
correlation.
sir, you made that literal exact claim. Do you not hear the words that are coming out of your own mouth? Because
I
we can
do.
all hear the words that are coming out of your
Good.
mouth. And this is the second
Good.
time in this conversation where you've said something, I've called you on it, and then all of a sudden you're like, I didn't say that. Like, sir, we all heard
I said
you.
I am making a
How
correlation.
old did you
I
say
never
you were?
said anti-gun is Nazi.
How
I said if you
how
look
old
at,
did you say you were, sir?
I'm 21.
Oh. Because you sound like you're about 14, and I'm about to kick you because this
Well,
is
I'm
getting
not.
kind of sad.
You're putting words in my mouth.
No,
said if you
you're
look at
putting
the
words in your mouth
correlation-
and fucking forgetting about them. You're putting your own words in your own mouth and then forgetting that you said those exact words.
No, okay. So what I'm saying is the correlation when you look between the Nazi Party and the left. The Nazi parties were anti-gun and lot control. The left is very much anti-gun and control and banning, keeps cracking down on Second Amendment rights.
Okay.
I was saying the same with abortion and eugenics.
Gotcha. So in the last freaking, 20 years of power, something like that, what has been the most restrictive freaking, the most restrictive federal law on guns?
So a lot of it's down to the state now, but there has been the thing. I don't know the name of the law, but there was in California. I didn't
ask about California. I said federal law. Keep up.
Well, it's not all federal. There is some general ones, but most of it's down at the state level.
Okay, so
where
what
Democrats are in
federal
control.
law was the most restrictive federal law? We've had Biden as president. We've had Obama as president. What was the most restrictive federal law?
That the federal law is the one that we're talking about.
Sir,
here. The
if
federal
you
law
don't
doesn't
know,
matter
just
with
say, I don't know. It's fine. It's okay to not know.
I don't know what
things.
the most restrictive
Yeah, it was the
one
bump
is. I know
stock
there's
ban. It was
some.
under the Trump administration. Okay.
Yeah.
When you talk about freaking making restrictions on gun, the most restrictive federal law when it comes to guns in the United States came from the
I'm not
Republican
talking
side.
about federal law. I said I was talking about state law. That's why I
Okay.
said California and Virginia.
Yeah. Okay, sir. Those states are allowed to freaking vote people in that do their own laws. You understand that, right?
And they are breaking the Constitution.
How?
So they should be impeached and
How?
removed.
What
The
what
Second
law?
Amendment, the freedom to own and run firearms.
Yeah, exactly.
In
But
Virginia,
but
we've had 6 or
hey,
7
the Supreme Court has already said that restrictions on firearm do not break the Second Amendment.
Yeah, and that's where
the Bruin
that's where I
decision
disagree with
made,
them, where they're-
the Bruin decision that was written by Justice Alito, one of the most conservative fucking justices on the Supreme Court, also interpreted to say that restrictions on fire law are not against the Second Amendment. So literally, whenever these fire alarms come up in like states like California, they're usually challenged by gun rights advocacy groups, and then they're sent up to the Supreme Court, and then the Supreme Court says, nope, that's not against your Second Amendment.
I disagree with them. I
don't care whether you disagree with them or not, sir. It's not your job to interpret the Constitution. It's the Supreme Court's, and they say that those. Oh yeah, okay. Well, then maybe you should go be on the Supreme Court, sir.
I'm not smart enough for that.
I know.
Okay.
That is very obvious from this conversation, sir.
That's rude. But I'm saying that they're banning, like in Virginia where I live, and this idiot lady that got voted in, they're putting, I think there's 6 or 7 more gun bills that they're trying to ban, ARs, weapons manufacturing, stocks, pistol grips, all this other stuff.
Anyways, we've gotten completely so far off the fucking thing just because you want to fucking whine. But regardless of any of this, okay?
I'm
14 yes, you are. 14 characteristics of fascism: powerful and national and continuing nationalism, disdain for the recognition of human rights, identification of enemy scapegoats as a unifying cause, supremacy of the military, rampant sexism, controlled mass media, obsession with national security, religion and government are intertwined, corporate power is protected, labor power is suppressed, disdain for intellectuals and the arts, obsession with crime and punishment, rampant cronyism and corruption, and fraudulent elections. Okay? And Donald Trump literally hits every single one of them. Even if you go outside those and just go off the basic definition of palingenetic ultranationalism, which focuses on like the rebirth of nations and the return to a return to a better time constantly where you have a rebirth nation, which is literally the definition of fascism. That literally goes back to the originations under Mussolini in Italian, in 1930s Italy.
Yeah, Mussolini was the original fascist. How does Trump hit all of them with the fraudulent election when we're getting stuff now out of Georgia? Over 300,000 votes were not verified under Trump when Trump ran.
So there have been over 62, I believe, different lawsuits that based off investigations into the 2020 election, and every single one of them have proven that this is was one of the most secure elections ever. But with Donald Trump, but I'm not finished. But there have been freaking hundreds of people that have been arrested and actually went to jail for trying to become fake electors in order to in order to try to overturn that free and fair election. Not to mention the thousands of pardons that went out for that Donald Trump gave out to people that literally committed felonies and killed police officers that were trying to freaking delay or obstruct the actual certification of the election. All right. It was, pure and simple, an attempt at stealing the 2020 election. It was an attempt at a fraudulent election. Point blank. Simple as it gets.
You mean 2024?
I mean 2020.
Yeah, it was stolen against Trump.
Yes, and Trump tried to steal a free and fair election. Fraudulent
How many
elections.
times-
That's 14.
I
Do you
disagree
have
with how
another
he
one
went
you'd want to
about it
attack?
after. There's the sexist thing. If you're saying that, there's sexist people on both sides of the party. That doesn't represent him.
Is Donald
or
Trump
the
sexist?
He is inappropriate at times, which I don't like.
Cool.
But I have
Awesome.
not
Thanks.
seen him
Check. Appreciate that.
And okay, and the whole abortion thing, which that's
Oh,
another thing.
which one of these other ones would you like to try to get after? Because so far you've proven me right on both the first two. So
No, you just have more knowledge at your fingertips. I'm standing on a phone. I'm not an expert
sir,
here.
all I
and
have on here
back you
is
up.
what's on the screen and my brain that works.
Okay. So the election thing, I'd have to do research on because you are biased against Trump, which that's your political
I'm
belief, and
biased
not
against
fully
Trump
against
because he tried to overturn a free and fair election. See, you think that I think he tried to overturn a free and fair election because I dislike Trump. It's the other way around, sir. I dislike Trump because of the things that he did.
Okay, that's your free thing, but that's your
I know.
belief. That's your free belief. I'm saying he's not a fascist, and that
You
you're
have yet to show me how one singular thing on the
What was-
14 tenets of fascism that he freaking doesn't fit. Not a singular one. Not a singular
What
one.
was the four-
It's so easy, dude. Like, it's so easy. We could do this all day long.
What was the 14th thing you mentioned? Sexism.
Sir,
you
I'm not
mentioned
going
something
through
about
every
nationalism?
single one of them ever again. But I think obsession with national security is a super easy one to fucking prove.
There's
Corporate
nothing wrong
power is
with being
protected.
scared about
fucking-
national security. What's wrong with national security? I want my country
Sir,
safe. I don't want illegals coming in. I'm not.
Here's what you're trying to do. Okay. Here's what you're trying to do. What you're trying to do is take every single one of the tenets of fascism and you're trying to say, see, there's nothing wrong with XYZ. All right. That's
There
what
can
you're
be
doing. Okay.
something that
So what you're really saying, sir, is there's nothing wrong with fascism. You're
I
literally
am not.
went from he's not a fascist to we go through the 14 tenets of fascism and you're like, yep, I like all of those things. There's nothing wrong with
There can be something that
supremacy
two
of the
different
military.
political
There's nothing
things
wrong with
agree on. That doesn't
identification
mean-
of enemies and scapegoats. You're literally just saying that there's nothing wrong with them at this point.
I'm not. There is plenty wrong with them that I don't agree with, but I am saying that there is stuff that is quoted as fascist there that is not evil or wrong just because it was another fascist policy. Like I said, national security.
Sir,
that
what
is-
did I
there is
say about
nothing
what
wrong-
did I say about evil or wrong? You said evil
No,
or
I'm
wrong.
saying-
Did I ever say
Yeah.
evil or wrong?
It's an implication.
No,
Fascist
no,
is
no. That
considered
is an
evil here.
assumption
We
on
all-
your part. That is an assumption on your part.
So you don't
I never said evil or wrong. Okay, because evil or wrong are subjective, right? Those are just subjective.
Murder's evil.
In your
Abortion's
subjective
evil.
opinion. In your subjective opinion. Yeah.
I wouldn't say so. There's
Yeah,
there can be
100%.
something that-
100%. Because see, you think that murder is wrong, you say subjectively, right? But then you also support Trump, okay, who protects a murderer, right? So in
What
that
murderer
case,
does he protect
in
right
that
now?
case,
What murderer does he
murder
protect?
is like okay. You know what I'm saying? So like that.
What murderer does he protect?
How about the freaking on January 6th, where freaking he's pardoned rioters that caused the freaking deaths of 2 Capitol police officers?
Disproven. Go look that up. One died from a heart attack later. It was proven that neither of them died because of the riots. I mean, we had
Actually, it
Capitol
was
Police
proven
leading the
unequivocally
January
that
6th.
both of them died as from complications of the riots. Both of them did, sir. Not to mention he pardoned people that were literally carrying around signs that said "Hang Mike Pence."
Okay, that's their freedom to think. I don't.
People
agree
that
with
came
it.
to the
I don't-
Capitol with weapons.
Again, they didn't shoot anyone, and it's the right to protest.
How about their
I
ICE agents that are
disagree.
murdering people? Hell, there was literally just someone in Texas that freaking died of strangulation in ICE detention. 50-something-year-old man.
I don't know the context behind that, so I can't comment.
Oh, it was a
But
murder.
we have this whole.
Yeah, it was a murder. But see,
I can't, like I said,
but
that could have happened. I
sir,
can't
you see
comment.
how quick you are to like now justify the murders? See, just a second ago, you told me that murder was unequivocally wrong.
Murder is
you just said
objective,
it was.
like
You just said it was unequivocally wrong, and I said it was subjective, and now all of a sudden you're defending it. See, those things are subjective. Fascism is not as subjective, right? We have rules to it. If you fit those rules, then you're a fascist. I said he was a fascist. You had an emotional response to it.
I'm saying he's not a fascist. If Trump tried to stay in power, if Trump tried to remove the Constitution, I would not stand for him, and I would want him down by armed forces if necessary.
Yeah, but
he is
but
not
when
a
he
dictator.
violates other parts of the Constitution, you're okay with that.
What part of the Constitution has he violated?
How about trying to overturn birthright citizenship?
Okay, that's not he went through that legally, which that's a whole nother story. I don't think birthright citizenship is abused.
How about him getting
and he's
freaking
not
Jimmy Kimmel
violated.
fired?
What about Jimmy Kimmel?
How about him getting Jimmy Kimmel fired?
I don't know the whole story behind that.
Oh, let me give you a hint. Kimmel said something about Charlie Kirk. He didn't like it. He had his FCC commissioner, right, go and threaten the freaking parent company over Kimmel's show to have him fired for exercising his First Amendment right.
And that's a whole separate problem, which, again, I'm saying that the whole Charlie Kirk thing, you have people cheer, or not, the whole Charlie Kirk thing is different from having someone fired for speaking out like that. Because if you own a company and you start cheering someone's death, okay, that's your belief, but there are consequences to your actions.
What does the First Amendment protect?
Freedom of speech.
Freedom of speech from who?
Freedom from the government?
Correct. From government interference. So if the government is stopping you from having freedom of speech, then that is literally a violation of the First Amendment. You see how just a second ago you were like, "Oh, if Donald Trump freaking breaks the Constitution, then you unequivocally would be against him." And then I give you direct example of how Donald Trump has done that.
But that is not.
And then you're like,
he did not go and arrest the person. He did not get him. He just said,
"No, it's
hey,
not freedom from arrest." Okay? It's saying that the First Amendment, unless you were doing something like inciting fucking violence, inciting an insurrection, like Donald Trump did on January 6th, unless you're doing something like that, okay, the government cannot interfere and come in on stopping you from just saying something that you fucking, that is not inciting any type of violence. It's something that you believe. Not to mention you didn't even actually say anything too wrong, okay? But that's just one of the amendments. We can go into, the Fifth Amendment, due process laws, right? And how he has stopped.
Due process is for American citizens,
Incorrect.
not illegal immigrants.
No, it's not.
No.
It's all people in the jurisdiction thereof. Read the Constitution.
It's disagreed by judges.
Yeah, which judge?
The people
because there have been literally about five different.
The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of. The Supreme Court has ruled in favor of Trump's thing.
Oh, really? Where's
not
that?
Not all of them, but in some.
Where's that? Where'd the Supreme Court rule that freaking due process only belongs to U.S. citizens? I would love to see that.
It did not. It ruled for people who are, so for instance, the Maryland man, as they call it, he already had a warrant, and people are saying, oh, he needs due process. He was already ordered to be removed, and the Supreme Court
was he ordered to be sent to prison?
No, he was deported.
No, he was sent to prison.
Deported to another country, which put him to prison.
No. He was deported to another country where we put him in prison.
We gave him to the government, and they.
Nope, we paid that government $6 million to take him and over 200 of his friends and put them in prison.
Okay.
So we put him in prison. We put him in prison, not that government. We did.
We deported him to another country.
No, we did not. We did not deport him to another country. We sent him to a foreign prison. Get that through your fucking head.
It was his country. It was his country.
Oh, yeah, but speaking of that deportation order, what did that deportation order say?
I don't know. I didn't read the whole order.
It said he couldn't be deported to that country.
Where does it say that? Because
in the deportation order, you should read it.
Where?
In the deportation order, sir. Go and read it. You want me to tell you line 4? Go fucking read. You do know how to read, right?
I do.
All right, read. Dude, fucking... maybe it's because Reading Rainbow came off television or some point. When I was like growing up, like we were taught like reading is good, right? We should read. That's how we learn things, right? That's how we become more educated. That's how we don't repeat history. Did like Reading Rainbow and like Mr. Rogers go off air and now nobody fucking reads anymore? Is that what fucking happened?
No,
is that literally what fucking happened, dude? Like Reading is
I know.
fundamental. Go fucking
I
read.
agree.
It
I
is
love
not
reading.
my job to fucking just baby bird you every single piece of information. You are making positive claims about something that you have not researched, you have not read on, you have not become educated on, yet you are making positive claims about things. Go read. Go look into the things that you are making positive claims on. Either that or just don't make positive claims on them. Okay? But there was a court order banning his deportation specifically back there. Specifically. And then the United States government, before anyone was sent there, President Trump got on stage and was like, hey, there's this prison out there. I think we came to this agreement with El Salvador to send people to the prison there. He said it.
Personally?
He didn't say personally. Donald Trump said that on fucking stage for all of us to fucking see. He said, we are literally came to an agreement with this country to send people to the prison there. Okay? And he sent them there based off of crimes that were not proven without due process.
Okay, and the Maryland man thing, if that is true, then that is a problem that I can't comment on, obviously, because as I said, I didn't read it. But there is nothing wrong with agreeing with another country to send illegals, criminals who are in this country, by definition criminals, to another country to go to jail.
Sir, Donald Trump is by definition a criminal. Why the fuck do you suddenly care about criminals?
That is a whole different story.
No, it's not a whole different story at all, sir. You seem to be very, very much against criminals that committed a Class C misdemeanor. Some of them, all right, some of them committed the misdemeanor. Other ones, it's a civil offense.
If you're in this country illegally, you're a criminal.
Incorrect.
No, if you are in this country illegally, you are illegally in this country. You are
sure. Just because you say illegally slow doesn't make it anything, okay? That doesn't change.
I'm trying to get the point across, but
but you don't have a point because being in the country, without documentation is a civil infraction, not a criminal one.
That is a criminal.
It is a civil infraction. It is a civil infraction. Okay, crossing the border illegally is a criminal infraction, which is a misdemeanor. Being in the country is a civil infraction.
Yes. How do they get in the country? They cross through illegally.
No, they could have come here legally and overstayed their visa, which is where the majority of undocumented immigrants in the United States. What happened to happen to them, including Melania Trump?
She did not overstay her visa.
She did.
She
not only now she is, but she came here by freaking on a visa. Then she overstayed her visa. Then she had Barron Trump, who was an anchor baby, right? Who would be removed under he 100% is. He actually should be removed under Donald Trump. Freaking wanted to overturn fucking birthright citizenship because according to
Trump is a citizen. Trump's a born citizen.
But his mother wasn't. But his mother wasn't. She came here and had a baby while she was there illegally. I'm sorry, I haven't seen a genetics test. Have you?
Okay, that's irrelevant.
Well, then I guess we need to send him to Alligator Alcatraz until we can figure out what his genetics. Why all these other people are being put in ICE detention until we can figure out whether their status here is legal or not? Why can't Barron Trump be sent there?
Because his father's a born U.S. citizen.
So what? We've already had multiple U.S. citizens where they're U.S. citizens, children that were born in the United States, whose one of their parents was freaking American citizen. Donald Trump has already deported them, including like a 5-year-old with fucking cancer, where we deported him without his fucking cancer treatment. All right, where we literally had freaking fathers of freaking of U.S. veterans, fucking Afghanistan war veterans, fucking deported in this fucking country. What are you talking about? There's no different from what ICE is already doing in this country.
If you're talking about the veteran deported to Korea, he broke a crime which absolved him of that.
Broke a crime. Oh, okay.
Or didn't break a crime.
He broke a crime. Yeah, I hate whenever I break a crime. Yeah, we should start with Barron Trump. We can start with Kash Patel's parents. We can start with Melania. Right? We can start.
Melania's a U.S. citizen. She has citizenship.
She came here illegally and overstayed her visa.
She came here legal.
Oh, you're right.
She overstayed it maybe, and that's a different thing.
So therefore, it's a civil infraction. So I guess that's okay.
No, it's not. But she wasn't deported, and she got her citizenship. So that is a moot point. That is a red herring. That does not matter.
But Donald Trump deporting people who are literally trying to do the exact same thing is okay.
They are free to come. They are, if they were told to self-deport or come and fix it. They don't.
Yeah, Usha Vance, Elon Musk. We got a ton of them.
Usha Vance is a legal citizen or a Yeah, she's
Sir,
a
Donald
citizen.
Trump is ripping people out of their immigration court hearings on the day they're getting their fucking residency in this country.
It's criminals. The only ones he's done that is criminals or parts of gangs.
Parts of
Because we don't
gangs,
need
yet
gang members in this
literally less
country.
than 3% of anybody that Donald Trump has arrested or detained has any type of violent criminal past.
So do you defend the judge from, I think it's Minnesota, who tried to help a immigrant escape ICE and now is facing charges?
Absolutely.
Or do you think that you defend her even though what she did is wrong?
I don't think what she
She
did is wrong
aided
at
and
all.
abetted.
She actually is upholding justice.
No, that person has a warrant out by ICE.
Then
She's
she
supposed to
told
be
them they are more
arrested.
than happy to freaking arrest them outside of the building or once they are out of the courtroom. But she said
She doesn't
her
have that
place.
authority.
I'm sorry?
She doesn't have the authority to tell them where they can arrest him.
Okay, well
You
then.
know, and then she tried
Well,
to
we'll
aid
let
and
the
abet
courts
by
decide that, but I
getting
bet you she does.
No,
I
she
bet you
doesn't.
the
That's why
judge
she
in
started-
her courtroom, 100%. And by the way, they didn't come into
They
her
didn't go
courtroom.
into her courtroom. They stayed outside it.
Yeah, and then she let the guy out the other door. Where's that illegal?
But she's not allowed to. That is
How?
that is a wholly restricted only to jurors. That is
Only to
another thing.
jurors.
That's
And
the
who
reason.
decides that it's only restricted to jurors and when it's only restricted to jurors?
Law, not
No,
the judge.
the judge does.
That's what-
The judge does.
No,
The
no, she
judge
doesn't.
decides
That is-
when that is restricted to jurors and when it's not. The judge does.
No.
Yes, I'm not asking your opinion. I'm informing you.
Well, what she did was illegal, aiding and abetting. There's a reason she's arrested and in jail right now.
She's not in jail right now.
Well, she was arrested and charged.
She was arrested and charged, and it won't hold a fucking ounce of fucking water.
Well, it's so far it's
She
been
won't.
looking bad for her. 'Cause
She won't even get $1 fine.
We'll see. Because from what I've seen, it's not going well for her.
Sir, you didn't even know what state it is. You thought it was in Minnesota and it's in Wisconsin. How could you know what something is going well for someone and you can't even tell me what state it's happening in?
Wisconsin and Minnesota are right next to each other, and I don't have to.
Yeah, and they
be
are different
perfect.
states, correct?
Yes, they are.
Okay, just making sure. I know a second ago you didn't really care about states' rights, so I'm just making sure.
What do you mean I don't? What did I bring up states' rights?
Oh, you had a problem with, states having their own specific gun laws and stuff like that. So you were
Well, yeah,
very
that's
much
different.
against, you were very, yeah, exactly. It's different for you because you're a walking fucking moving
No, that is
goalpost. Because you're a walking
wasn't
fucking
saying
moving
anything
goalpost.
different. I was
It's
confused. I forgot
impressive.
what
I've
state
never
it was in.
seen someone move the fucking goalpost like faster than this person has. It's literally crazy.
You're the one who sits behind a computer all day on YouTube searching up the stuff just to try to fact check and prove you're superior to these hardworking people who don't. I work.
Sir, I go
40
to work
45 hours
every
a week.
single day, every single fucking day. Well, not every single day. I work Monday through Friday, and I work well over 40 hours a week. You have no excuse. And I'm a fucking dad, and I have a fucking great Australian Shepherd who needs to be walked 1.5 miles every single day, and I have a fucking awesome girlfriend, and I have the ability to still find out all this information. You have no excuse.
I do have issues. It's called life, and I don't have the time.
Sir, did you
I
not
was
hear how
calling
much
in.
more life I have than you? Okay? I have a kid and a fucking mortgage. You don't know life yet.
I'm not saying I do. I just said I have a life. Life can be different for different people.
Yes, and life can be different from all sorts of different people. But I promise you, you are not busier than me, and I still have plenty of time to find out everything that I need to know. Well, maybe not everything. I'm a little behind right now, but light years ahead of you. Okay?
I never said you weren't. I'm just saying that there's a reason you do this whole thing where you do it. I don't. Most of the people who call in
Sir,
here, they
I
aren't
don't expect you
perfect.
to know everything. I expect you to listen and learn. Okay? That's where you're having the problem. I don't have a problem with you not knowing everything. I love doing this and educating and informing people. You aren't listening. Okay? And that's something that we need to teach children like you. Okay? Is if you don't know as much as somebody else, then be quiet and listen and learn, and maybe you'll learn something. See, your problem is that you don't know shit and you think you know everything. Okay,
I don't think I know everything.
See,
I've
here's the
admitted
thing:
several
I
times
know,
that I don't know
I
stuff.
know light years more than you, and I fucking question everything I believe all the fucking time.
I do too.
No, you're not.
When I first voted, it was my first time voting. I looked deeply into Kennedy, Trump, Kamala. I looked into everything they were saying.
You look so deeply
Kamala
in it,
did
you
not
can't
have a
even pronounce her
platform.
name.
Kamala Harris.
Yeah, you look so deeply in it, you can't even pronounce her name correctly. That's pretty impressive.
How did I not pronounce her name correctly?
Kamala.
I said Kamala.
It's so easy.
Oh,
Kamala.
Kamala. No.
Oh, so you're gonna tell her what her name is?
No, I'm saying it's.
Sir, go
It's
no,
a-
with all due respect, you should go just play with Legos someplace. Like, this is not for you.
I don't play with Legos. I don't have the time.
You should. You had plenty of time here. You could have built a pretty castle with a moat, maybe even an alligator, all those
I don't
sorts
have the
of
money
things.
for that.
Okay, you could
And I
have
do
done
Star Wars stuff
all
if I
that
don't
stuff
render.
because you would have gotten like just as far as you are here. But I'm gonna move on to the next caller because this is boring
Well,
now.
have a good evening.
I'm already having a great evening. I appreciate it. So, okay, bye. All right, y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate that. Turn on your notifications. You know, can we get this thing up to 250,000 likes? I really appreciate that. We're almost at like 2.5 hours. We should easily be at 250,000 likes already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys would like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio, all at Polypolitics, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal. And I got some little surfing penguins going on too. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Ruth, thank you so much for the $10 over on Cash App. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Raymond, thank you so much for the $10. Said, love you. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I'm sorry. Yeah, Raymond. Thank you so much, Raymond. I really, really appreciate that. And, oh, nope, that one's not from today. So I really appreciate it. Oh, actually, if you're here, I actually do need to click on that. Tariq, thank you so much for the $20 from yesterday. I didn't see it until after I got off, so I really appreciate that. So if you're here, thank you so much for that. That really does mean a lot to me. So thank you so much. The Welding Beaver, thank you so much for the $2. Said you hung up on me. I hope you get the help you need. Sir, if I hung up on you, that's because you need to get the help you need. Do you need your $2 back to hire a therapist? I appreciate that. I'll help you out. I'll help you find one. Kayla, is Kayla here? I do have a resident therapist in the house who loves to help out MAGA. She does charge triple, but that's for her own mental health. Okay? Can't really do much about that. Mimi, thank you so much for the floating heart. Keith, thank you so much for the jewels. Red Storm, thank you so much for the $5. Said, thank you, Ruth. I see you over there, Ladybug. Red Storm said, December 2023, Trump said that he would be a dictator except for day one. Dictators don't let go of power. Also, Caller doesn't understand the word misnomer. Caller doesn't understand many words. Okay, there are many words. There are so many amendments to the Constitution, and I can only choose one. I plead the fifth. I plead the fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth. Sorry, I couldn't. Thank you so much, Rad Storm. I appreciate that. Dragon, thank you so much for the $5. Said, no, you don't get it. Melania and Barron are the good kind of illegal immigrants. It's the white ones. It's the white ones. That's what it is. If you get the white ones, it's okay. All right. Thank you so much, Liv, for the surfing penguin. I appreciate that. MKN, thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Said it was never about immigration. It has always been about skin color. Oh, this actually goes right along with what we were just talking about. Crimes, as long as you're white, migrants like Melania, as long as you're white, fraud is it's all about the same shit. Yep, you can commit fraud if you're Rick Scott in Florida. You can commit fraud if you're all those dudes Donald Trump is pardoning or Donald Trump himself. Totally fine. But as soon as you're brown, you better watch yourself. Okay. Dude, pull out one of those Family Guy freaking color charts. If you guys don't know what I'm talking about, then I'm sorry for your life. The Family Guy color chart. Thank you so much, MKN. Bronze, thank you so much for the New Year's Eve. Chris, thank you so much for the New Year's Eve. I really, really appreciate that. Laura, thank you for the $5 over on Cash App. Said, love you, mijo. Thank you so much, Laura. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Also, whoever sent those other surfins too. Thank you guys so much for that. Yeah. Oh, there was it was Kat. Thank you so much, Kat, for those surfing penguins. Also make sure you guys are sending your little heart me and all that sort of stuff. Bye, Tara. See you later. Make sure you guys are sending the heart me's and all that sort of stuff. I gotta get that thing up to like 1,000 one of these days or something like that. But more importantly than anything, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. We do this every single day. I think tomorrow will be our little live with we'll be doing a little live with Ari tomorrow. That'll be fun. Let's see what we got. We'll take one more caller, I think. We're still chilling out. We're still having fun as long as y'all are here and freaking hanging out. We'll do one more. I need to go, well, I don't know. Do something. Eventually. I don't know. Yeah, we've been kind of doing the joint Ari, I've been kind of doing the joints with Ari on Sundays. I've been kind of playing it that way. It's super fun. I really enjoy it. Hello, how are you?
Pretty good.
Awesome. How old are you?
47.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Of course.
Why is that?
Well, I mean, you gotta support the fact that he's trying to get all these illegal immigrants out of our country, wouldn't you?
No.
We're overran. I mean, there's
How are we overran?
How many? Well, can I ask you how many illegal immigrants are in this country?
Why does that matter? So we're still not overran. It could be 1 or it could be 100
I'd
billion.
say
They were still
40
not
to
overran.
50 million. I always hear 40 to
actually
50
about
million.
14
You don't
million.
think that causes any? I'm sorry.
It's about
I wasn't
14 million.
listening to you.
It's about 14
You
million.
say 14?
Yeah.
Okay, I'll go with that number. You don't think that causes any kind of economic strain?
I know actually undocumented immigrants are paying more in taxes than they take out. So, and they
So
help to
really?
actually
So
boost
the
our economy and free
Hondurans I
jobs.
work with, I'm sorry, I keep interrupting you. Sorry about that.
You're
The
fine. I
Hondurans
just
I work with, they're making $1,500 a week and not paying tax and brag about it.
No, thank you.
Those are the people you're talking about, or no?
Well, actually,
'Cause
those
I do
people still do
construction in
stimulate
Raleigh,
the
North
economy.
Carolina. I'm an electrician, so I have firsthand experience with the fact that no,
Sure. I grew up in Southern
they
California.
aren't paying taxes
Yes, they are.
in their tax dollars
Do they
out of
buy
their
things?
paycheck.
Do they buy things?
It's a lie.
Do they buy things?
Yeah, they buy things, but they're not paying
Do you pay
federal and
taxes when you
state
buy things?
tax out of their paychecks.
Sir, in the last
Yes,
document,
I pay tax on all my goods and services 20 million times over, and it's way too much. And we all of us, me and you, agree on that.
yeah.
I don't
So in the
care who
last
you
trackable
support.
year, sir, that undocumented immigrants paid almost $100 billion in taxes.
And
in
they're
federal
not.
taxes.
They're not affecting my pay in any way either. Is that correct?
Sir, did you even hear the words I said?
Yes, buddy.
What did I
But
say
they're
then?
not affecting my
No, what did I
pay
say
in
then?
any manner.
No, what did I
or
say
at
then?
all.
No, then what did I say then?
Yeah, you're right. You caught me. I lied.
Yeah. Shh. Yeah,
You
I
got
could
me.
tell. You listening is not your strong suit. Undocumented
No,
immigrants in the last taxable year paid almost $100 billion in federal, local, and state taxes.
Maybe.
Okay? So I don't know about
where's that?
the Hondurans that you work with.
Yeah,
I
the
don't know
Hondurans,
I don't know about those specific people. Okay.
Yeah, I know you don't.
I don't.
I know
okay?
you don't.
I'll tell you
I
this.
know
I'll
you
tell
don't.
you this right off the back. My first job when I was in high school, I think I was 15 at the time, something like that, when I got my first job, and it was roofing in Palm Springs, California. Okay, and I got paid under the table. Okay, didn't know what that was at 15, but I did. You know what I'm saying? And me and my friend that were the ones working there, that we went to high school together, we were the only two people that were definitely the only two people that were born in the United States. I'll tell you that much. But
Yo
I
hablo
would,
un poquito español now.
Poquito.
Yo hablo un poquito español. Yeah, me
Poquito.
too.
All
Yes, I understand where you're coming from.
yeah, but I assume that most of them were undocumented immigrants. Okay, that's just an assumption. I'm not sure that it's true, but I assume it. Okay. And
Yeah,
I
I know what you mean.
also assume, okay, that they were getting paid under the table for the most part. I also assume that. Okay. This was back in 2000. Oh shit. How old am I now? When was I 15? 2002. Right?
You're that old?
This
Get
was
outta
still a
here.
problem. Okay.
I
This was-
thought you were in your 20s. To be totally
yeah, I'll be
honest with
40
you.
this year, bud. Yep.
Jesus, man.
Yep. I've been around a
Okay.
long time. Okay. Done a
Okay,
lot of
well,
jobs.
You look like you're like
worked-
26.
I know. Black don't crack. It's beautiful.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. Okay. We've had undocumented immigrants that are getting paid under the table, along with American citizens that got paid under the table
Me.
for a long time. Okay?
But I'm American doing
But-
it illegally.
but
That
in
was an
states-
illegal process,
in-
right? I
in
mean, we were
states-
committing crimes, were we not? I
Well,
was committing a crime.
Technically, we weren't.
I was committing a crime. I
Actually, no,
accept
you
it.
weren't.
Of not paying taxes is not a crime.
No, it's actually
Al
the crime.
Capone didn't
well,
get.
Sorry, the business. It's actually a crime against the business.
But you, as an individual, are also committing a crime by not paying any taxes and taking.
Oh, you're
income
correct.
from
I would
the
have. I would have had to have claimed that at the end of the year. Trust me, I worked it for a summer.
Yeah.
I didn't make enough to make it claimable on taxes.
But at least
so
you and I were
I would have been
American
fine,
citizens
right?
committing the crime.
yeah, I trust me. I don't think they were going to audit a 15-year-old who had maybe $1,000 over the entire summer in his
True,
pocket.
but I did
Okay?
in my early 20s.
That's great, sir. If you want to commit more crimes, that's totally fine. Okay, and I have no issue with that. Okay, but thank you for
of
proving
course,
my
century
point
ago.
that the issue of being paid under the table and
But
avoiding
I'm an
taxes.
American doing it. I'm an American doing this.
Gotcha. So if you're an American committing crimes, that's somehow better than an undocumented
Yeah.
immigrant committing crimes. And how is that?
Indeed. And so when I go to Sierra Leone in West Africa and I go to Freetown, I have a visa to go there. I cannot go there without my visa. And if I go there I go 1 or 3 months. And when I go there, if I overstay, guess what happens to me? Guess what happens?
You get deported.
And that's everywhere. Yes. And that's everywhere, every country. So as soon as I enter a country illegally crossing their border, it's just so easy for all of them to do it because they're right there on the border. But Sierra Leone is one of these countries on the travel ban list where my wife happens to be, and now I can't bring her here because of Donald Trump's policies. But why are these policies being enacted? Because they must be.
Yeah, I have
They
so
must
many,
be. We've
so many
done
questions.
nothing for 50 plus
wait.
years. We've done
I have
nothing.
so many questions.
It's
No,
ridiculous.
just stop. For
So
sure.
we have
Shh.
40 to 50 million illegals here.
Shh.
Yes, sir. I'm sorry. It's your show.
Okay.
I should.
I'm not sure I want to know why you're going to Sierra Leone.
I just told you. My wife is there.
Okay. Nope. There's so many questions on why
I
you're in
can't bring her.
Sierra
She-
Leone,
that
why
country-
you
that
met your wife
country's
in
on the-
Sierra Leone, like why
That
I have
country's
so many.
on the travel ban.
I am so
You know
I have
who-
so many questions. Okay, but before
sure
we
you
before
do.
we get into all of those, because this seems like some like serious illegal activity that's going on.
So wouldn't you think I would flip?
Hold on, sir. So
Don't
your
you think I would
wife,
flip my choice because
your
I'm being
wife
personally
can't-
affected by these?
your wife
I'm
can't
sorry.
come to the United States, and you're
No.
supporting the policy that keeps your wife away from the United States.
I must. Her country people are the ones that did it. They came here on their visas for travel visas, for tourist visas, and they stayed at like a 15 to 20% rate. They overstayed. It's their fault. It's also our fault as the United
Husband
States government.
of the fucking year, right here, guys.
Buddy, what do you want me to do? We have
Husband
to do
of the
something.
fucking year. Thank you so much,
This
Foxy.
country has to do something.
Yeah,
This
you know
country
what?
has to do something
know what?
about our illegal
I
alien
you know what?
activity. We
I
have
generally
to do something.
Yeah, I generally don't support, like a lot of these travel bans and like all sorts of stuff. I really don't
Me
normally
either.
support it.
But what can I do about it?
For your wife just specifically, I support it. And
Thanks.
yeah, no problem.
You're a hell of a guy.
Yeah,
you liberals are really living up to your reputations
didn't-
of
you
being
didn't-
really stellar humans.
Well, no, I am a really stellar human, and here's why. I
Yeah, I
actually
can hear it.
support.
Yeah, I can
I actually
hear it.
support your wife not being able to come here for her sake, because I think you're a really bad husband.
No.
Okay.
You support
If
her
you're
not being
supporting,
able to come
if
here.
you're no, sir, you're not going to tell me what I
No,
support and
you
why. You're
support
going to let
her
me
not
finish
being
my
able
sentence.
to come here
You're going to let me
because she's
finish.
not
my-
in a country that can walk here illegally.
No, I support her not coming in
Yes,
the country to
that's
keep
what it
her
is,
away
buddy.
from you.
No, that's
No.
what it is.
Oh,
You
you're telling me what
support-
I think. All right, I'll just mute you, sir. I'm just gonna mute you. That's fine. I think that this guy is a really horrible fucking husband, right? And so I don't think that his wife. I don't know his wife. Okay, I mean, I don't know what led her to marrying, this fucking Neanderthal. You know what I'm saying? But I'm sure wherever she's at, I'm sure she is significantly happier where she's at than with him. Okay. No, sir, I'm not a weird passport
spouting off
bro
at your
diamond
mouth.
thief, okay?
And
But
you don't know me. And
I
you
know
don't know
enough
me.
about you though, sir. I
You
know
don't
enough
know
though.
anything about
Probably
me.
too much.
You know nothing about me.
Yeah, no,
You
I know
nothing
I
about
know
me.
too much, actually.
You know nothing.
I do though.
You know nothing.
I do though.
You know nothing.
I do.
Because our government spent a half a century allowing illegal
I know enough.
aliens to come across our
Guys,
border.
don't you think we know
and
enough?
now you have some.
Don't
and
you
now
think
you have
we know
someone
enough?
trying to do it.
Actually,
And-
keeping this
and
guy's
you lied
wife
to the
away
last
from
caller.
keeping this
And you
guy's.
lied to
all
the
right, I'm
last
gonna go back
caller.
and mute you again because, yeah, I'll just go ahead and mute you. So, guys, I do believe, all right, that the number one, number one advocacy thing for this guy, for immigration policy in the United States is keeping this guy away from his wife for his wife's sake. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Yeah. Well, I'm sure she would, but for her best sake, sometimes we make bad decisions, like marrying you. You know what I'm saying?
because you don't know anything about what you're talking about, and how 50 million illegal aliens are causing our
50
housing
million.
and rental prices
50
to go up
million.
and keep our wages down.
50 million. At
Yeah, your
high
man-
numbers, sir, there's 14 million.
Yeah, catatonic Biden let more than that by a long shot. And yeah, I support Trump because you know why? Because Trump, he'll have 8 years by the end of his presidency. And in his 8 years, he didn't drop 90,000 bombs like Obama did.
Actually,
60,000 in his last 2
Donald
years.
Trump in his
Actually,
first term,
that's totally
Donald
true.
Trump just in his first term had more drone strikes in 4 years than Obama did in 8. Isn't that crazy?
Drone strikes, no crap, buddy. Drones were a bigger thing coming up than when 2009 when Obama
Oh,
came
so he
in.
made up for bomb strikes with
But
drone strikes.
Obama dropped 90.
All right. I'm tired of hearing his voice. He just has like a voice that just is very annoying. You know what I'm saying? Like his voice is very just like, yeah, irritating, I think is the correct word. His voice is irritating. It's just kind of it just kind of just like grabs you like on the inside and just like is just horrible. You know? Yeah, why stop at 50 million? We should just make it 100 million immigrants. Didn't somebody earlier tell me freaking like 1 billion immigrants? I think the first caller they said there was 1 billion immigrants in there. So, anyways, I said I was going to take one more. That's one more. I'm sad I did, to be completely honest with you, because that was not worth the wait at all. But I'm going to go and jump off the live. I'll be back on tomorrow. I assume I'm doing one with Ari tomorrow. We actually haven't talked about it, but I assume we are. Y'all, please make sure you hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. And I really appreciate you guys. Make sure you guys turn notifications. Check out my new videos. Check out the content. And hope to see you guys later, all right? Love you guys. Bye.